Debate, Uncut and After Show. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they premiere. There's also a coffee, Patreon, crypto and thanks button in the info box below the video. Speaking of Patrons, I'm going to do a quick shout out to all of you who do support me on Patreon. So, a massive shout of thanks and appreciation to Felis Mengus, Smith Tools and Purchase, Level Plain Poem, Vitali Z, Colton James, F.E. Patriot, Thomas van der Zander, Measured Flat, Chris Wouters, Mere in the Shire, Mitch Kennedy, Rod, The Name's Burley, JMels24, Unamento, Iron26, Retro Bill, John Kays, Patrick Gunnels, Banter, Hairy Blade, Mobile Mac 777, Rob W, Del West Watson, Unbelievable Productions, Blue Ridge Ranger, Abraham Mohammed, Skeptic 936, Texas Mike, Chow Yun Cat, David Wayne Foster, and Dank. So another massive thank you to all of you for supporting me on Patreon. Links, as I say, to Patreon are below this video. Speaking of Patrons, at some point I must get around to reading a little section at the very least of Eric Dubay's book that he's released. Now, about, I don't know, a couple of months ago, I became one of Eric Dubay's Patreon members, and I didn't know I'd get anything out of it, especially, and then, like I say, a couple of months or whatever it has been later, I got a free book. As I'm writing a book, I was particularly interested, so when I saw the notification come through to me that there was a book available as one of Eric Dubay's Patreons, I was like, woohoo! So I did download it. I haven't read it yet. I've scanned my way through it. I just haven't actually had a chance to read it. And even now I'm fumbling around looking for things because I need to set up and do microphone things, as is always the case. So I'll just renumber this live show, get this published to the audience, and then I'll introduce you to whoever's in Discord and G+, that I'm not in currently. So what was the last show? Is it 56? I deleted the number, so I don't know now. I'm a right mess. What am I doing? What I'm doing is testing microphones. I could do that now. Let's just see if that might actually work. At least I can then write that off my list. You'll have to bear with me. You're going to hear me talking as I'm setting up for my live show. I might as well do a number of drum kits with 7 or 5 mics. Working. But this one being part of the... It is working. It's just not coming through my speakers. I need to turn them on. Yeah, I'm very disorganised. That's okay, I can talk and do things while I'm setting up. Literally, I'm doing what I'd normally do off camera. I'd like put the stream onto whoever's in Discord and G+. But I think no, I'm starting at the normal time. I'm not starting early. Right, let's see how this sounds. The 7-piece, of course, as drum overheads, I believe. But this is a very basic, bare bones microphone. It does have a little blue LED on the front of it. Yeah, that works. That's fine. Why is that coming through the G+ line though? That's not supposed to be the case. Let's change these lines around. The default device, and that should solve that little problem. Okay, so my Samsung CO2 USB dynamic, all sorted. Brilliant. It's not a dynamic, is it? It's a condenser microphone. Right, let's see this next one. One's done. Quick check of the AKG 590 D58 hypercardioid dynamic studio talkback and snare drum microphone. Yeah, that sounds wicked. That sounds like the 422, the Bear Dynamic that I flogged for about 120 quid. That's a wicked mic. I thought it would be a good snare drum mic, and I found another engineer saying he'd used it on snare, but obviously if you've not done it yourself, you don't know. But until you've got your hands on it and you can kind of get an idea of what the frequency response is. What a lovely little mic. This AKG D58, tiny, like easily the smallest microphone ever. It's a tiny little microphone. It's smaller than an XLR socket. It's smaller than the connection that goes into it. It's so tiny. But that's what you've got to do. It's got to be limited in terms of its use case for things like snare or doing a telephone voice. It's going to be small. It's going to be limited. Last but by no means least, let's do this. Still nobody in Discord. Quick check of the AKG D58 Hypercardioid Dynamic Studio Talkback. The original test I did on it rather than the video for YouTube and for eBay. Okay, I think that's it. Oh, yes, I've already done the... That's what I need to do next. I need to edit my advert for the 190, sorry, D5. I keep wanting to call it a 590 because that's a 58. It's the D190E that I've got. I was supposed to get 2 of, and I've only got 1, which is very annoying. Bestseller. 1's better than nothing, but 2 is what I ordered. Anyway, that's a different issue. I should really hand across to my lovely panel of G Plus that I haven't set up yet. Let's do that. When I say while I set up for the live show, it's because I've done some setting up, which is to say I've set up the G Plus and Discord servers, and I haven't. I haven't done any of that. So I can't hand across to anybody because no one's got an invitation. There's nothing playing in there. What I do need is my VLC. Let's load that. All the bazillion things that I don't normally talk about because I'm doing it while there's someone else yattering about flat Earth. And if I'm in a bad mood, I'll get annoyed at them because I'll be doing what I'm doing now on camera. I can't really get annoyed with you because you're the audience and you're not really here yet because this is a recording and we're not live. That's all good. I can transition across to a window with an empty person in any moment now. Oh, no, I've got to set that up too. Of course. No, I did actually know that, but I'm prepared. Prepared to talk while I'm doing it. I'm still, strictly speaking, fumbling around in the dark to do this. Meet. There we go. Looking good. List of audience members now. We just need G+, Discord rather, and then we're done. And get on with listing my microphones. Discord, properties. Why is it all the way over there? Done. And then I need to share some invites, and then we might actually have a panel full of people with a bit of luck. Oh, there's some sold. I don't know if my shotgun mic picked up on that ka-ching sound. We should see. Right, I've shared my link in G+. Let's actually get Discord to work.
It shows you how to find north using sticks, shadows, and surface level.
Perfect.
Yeah, because we can reclaim the nonsense for something that's actually practical. If you're lost in the woods,
yes,
it can actually save your life. Yeah, rather than riff on the globe that you're not standing on and you're not measuring.
Right. Yeah, I've been saying this for ages. It's exactly that, as you put it so concisely. If it's down to the practical application of not dying, no one gives two shits about pretending they're on a ball anymore. It's just which way do I need to go to not die? And when you measure Earth, you measure it flat to do that, because all measurements of Earth are flat. So it's especially important when it involves things like not crashing into it from a plane or finding your way home when lost. Those sorts of things are accurately describing how flat you'll measure Earth. So yes, you're starting to twig. You got some stick in the comments because it was you that suggested I covered the last Fundy video where I got really sweary and shouty. And yeah, don't get me wrong, there were several people in there, including yourself, that were like, no, I like seeing that side of Nathan. But by the same token, a lot of people were like, what? I thought you weren't going to cover this stuff. I can't even remember who it was we covered, to be honest, but it would have been someone like Slimeman Dan or Craig or whoever it was we covered. I just can't remember who.
Well, it's the anti-flat earthers, I think, roll you up more than anything. There's also a video of a globe believer, not an anti-flat earther, who's explaining the fourth dimension and how it affects our day-to-day. And that was a very interesting discussion. I thought, yeah.
You want to talk about the bent conceptual medium invented by Einstein known as pseudo-Riemannian fourth-dimensional space-time? And how some globe believer talks about how that concept in maths invented by a dude affects us. It doesn't.
Well, he's claiming that it does. Would you like to hear how?
I see. You're really distracting me, you know. Are you there, Neil? Neil. Neil. Orange peel.
Come here, boy.
Hey, boy. No, he's not, is he? He's buggered off again. I'm going to have to record myself to transfer. This is so crude to get the video onto
It's
my
okay.
iPod.
I'll suppress my ADHD so you can get your work done.
That's all good. If you want to chit chat to me, I mean, I'm having to record stuff and monitor it. I just don't want it to spill into my mic, so I'll just turn the volume down. I think this iPod's smart enough to not record the audio from the speakers, so. Somebody sold me a mic. I bought two of a particular microphone off a guy. And I think he's a fellow YouTuber. I could be wrong about that, but he also makes mic videos. And from what I gather, he's selling his studio, so I knew he'd want to clear stuff. And some of it I knew he put on eBay. I could just tell by the background and stuff. So I see these two mics that I've sold several of for good money. Like, I buy them, they're not cheap to buy, but then they make more than they, than other mics. And I've sold a lot of them because of that. I've looked for a vintage mic that's reliable and I can buy on the regular, that's reasonably common, but sounds good and looks nice. And arguably, this is one of the prettiest microphones ever, like just hands down. So I bought one, well, got one from this guy wanting two. I've paid for two and got one, which is annoying. But there we go. Such is life.
Mic check.
Hello. Finally.
I don't know what the hell was going on. I just had to shut my whole phone down.
Okay. Well, hopefully you can chat to Liam so I can do some editing and get my eBay ad done. Like,
Did you get a chance to see that video?
He's already discussed that with me. He can discuss it with you again now.
Now, which video, Neil? There's several.
The one that the guy's doing Eye of the Tiger.
No, I'm not on Instagram, but I was able to. Yeah, I think you have to have an Instagram account to watch that. But I was able to watch. Oh, okay. Oh, well, when I clicked play, it took me to my app store to download the Instagram app. It didn't play the video. Whereas when I went to Adam Price's link on Facebook, that allowed me just to play it there and then without an account.
Oh, okay. Because on my phone, it just tells me continue on web above. And I click that and then I get it. But you got to tap the screen for the volume. That guy has me in stitches, man. From the opening. But I'm actually cracking up because my wife finds it hysterical. So I'm laughing at her laughing at this. But it is funny. I guess you English have a different sense of humor.
Well, I can't say if it's funny or not because I haven't seen it yet, mate. I'm sure it is.
Oh, you still didn't get to see it. So wait, are you on a phone or computer?
I'm on my phone.
So when you click on it, there's nothing above that says continue on web. When you do it, try it later. You don't have to do it now, but try it later. Because I don't go to Instagram because I don't have Instagram either.
Okay. Well, I did try it, and as I said, it took me to my app store to download. But I will look for what you're saying. It's just at the minute I'm eating toast before I go into shift. But I will when I get off from work and I get home, I'll have a few hours to unwind. So I'll have a look there, mate.
Okay. So Brian called me yesterday during the Uncut and After show.
Yeah, I saw your message in the back office. I was speechless. I was going to write something, but I didn't know what to write.
I just don't know what else to tell him anymore. I really don't. It's like I finally had to say, Brian, let's say I can't talk to you right now. I got things to do. But you really been deceived here. he in his mind, I guess what they told him from chapter 4 on, it's a different book, and they wrote 10 chapters. And Nathan's in for a rude awakening because whoever is describing it is the author. Oh boy, I don't know.
Even if they both write separate books and publish them, there's probably going to be some segments in it that are the same or very similar.
Listen, he had a lot of things to say. Oh, and he tells me that he's working in the background up until 2 weeks ago, but now F Nathan, because when he just, when Nathan called him a bitch the other day. I said, well, Brian, you left all the groups. You don't come on the show, and we still hear you in the background. So what is he supposed to say? Did you tell Nathan that you were working for him, trying to get? I said, what have you been doing in the background? He said, well, I've been trying to get that draft off of them. I said, forget it, Nathan don't even want it anymore. Come, they can wipe their ass with it. I hope that's the case. But he wasn't getting it from them anyway. But he says he was trying.
Yeah, I left him a message in his comments a few weeks ago, and he said that he's never coming back. I thought, well, I know you're passionate, but that's a bit of a stubborn thing to say.
It's funny because people have been trying to knock this show out for the longest time. Ballers, anti-flat earthers, regular people. And so what do? It happens from within. But, I mean, the show's still going on, but it did break up a few of the people involved. But then new people come in. If I leave tomorrow, somebody else will come in.
All
It's
it's
just the way it's
resulted
been
in is me
going.
being more overworked than ever. That's it. That's all it's resulted in.
And to be honest, it's annoying seeing QE make live shows, considering he said he was bored.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking the same freaking thing. I thought that was their freaking swan song, and that's why they were doing it.
Still got that itch, eh, QE? Still got to scratch it.
Yeah, he said, I got a new name for him. I don't care. Let him come after me. Let him take a boat ride to Alabama. His new name is Quantum Disgracer, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to spread it everywhere.
Yeah, they're not
You're
getting
gonna
their
shed
swan
light.
song though, are they? Right? Yeah, that's what he told me. Just in case they lie. Yeah? I think they figured out that I record everything now. It is our, quote, swan song, end quote, Quantum Eraser. Yeah? You little bitch. Got to hang around a little longer so people remember your name. They won't.
Well, Tuesday, he's going to come out with his side, and from what I hear, a lot of people are waiting.
Yeah, it's great gossip. Should sell a lot of books. Fantastic. Keep it up. Thanks for the advert. Can
Yes,
you make Adam and Brian both make me adverts, please? That'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Well, he still thinks there's two books. He still thinks there's Chuck's book and the 10 chapters that they wrote.
Just quickly, Nathan, to be honest, I am excited for the book, but I'm actually more excited for the website because where credit is due, Quantum Disgrace's website is phenomenal and it is a great reference point and something you can send people and use size at any time because it's got, I'd say, 75% of what you need in there. So to have your equivalent in the future is what I'm more excited about.
I don't send anybody there. Let them find it on their own.
Obviously, Nathan, when you create your own, a lot of the stuff in Quantum Disgraces will be redundant. since the horizontal plane of reference argument, the black swan's redundant. Half of the stuff in there is redundant now.
Yes.
So it'll be more concise, and it'll be mostly to promote your book, but you can have a short, concise rendition of your show on the website, or references. Like
Yes.
sustainable by design, and things you can pull from, and yeah, it'd be great. I can't wait.
What you're saying, though, in essence, is absolutely 100% correct. What we currently do undermines everything we've previously done, making a lot of their work redundant. That's correct.
Well, too bad. It is what it is.
Yeah, life moves on without certain individuals being remembered.
Unless, of course, you want to go backwards and forget all about the measurements and start from the beginning and debunk the globe for 10 years.
Yeah, you could do that. But we're fighting a different fight. We're fighting the cognitive dissonance of people who want to argue, telling those around them that they should argue, while we're telling them that the argument is over, that it's measured flat by everyone. We're aligning with normal society. There's a point in any seeming ambiguity, discussion, debate, where a point of clarity is reached. At that point, the audience turns around and go, oh yeah, we knew that all along. And it's always been obvious to all of us, obviously. Where up until that point, everyone mocked, ridiculed, condemned, chastised. And then suddenly, oh yeah, we all knew all along. Well, for that to happen, you've got to have something pretty radical, something that's pretty fundamental, something that's the basis of all measurements of Earth ever. That's what we're currently offering. What's that? We see too far beyond the Aurigs. Couldn't give a flying fuck. Earth's measured flat for the distance to him, isn't it? Yeah, that undermines that entire shit that we had to learn for 5 years. Useful though it was, now it's just like yesterday's newspaper. It's in the bin. Redundant, not useful, because we just need the measurements to the oil rigs, and then that's the end of the discussion. Don't need that garbage no more. Thank you. Really useful 5 years learning that Modus Toland's argument. But now we've undermined it entirely and made it redundant entirely. But you can dedicate an entire freaking website to it if you want. I couldn't give a shit. Quantum whatever you're called.
Disgracer.
Just a side note, Nathan, there's also underneath the sticks and shadows, there's another 2-minute video where it shows you how to find north using an analog watch and the sun. Just FYI.
These are all in Master B, right?
Correct.
Okay,
But obviously, the sticks and shadows is more appropriate because we can use that against them.
Yeah, I don't want to lean into the against them thing, right? I don't want to. I want to lean into the we're on your side. We don't want to limit you. If you want to believe you're on a ball, I want you to believe you're on a ball too. Good for you. Everyone's entitled to their beliefs. So I just want to directly contrast the people around currently going, you can't do this, that's on a list, this isn't allowed, that's not a decent argument. Oh, really? Right? When you're telling me that, I'll tell you to suck on my balls. But when I'm talking to the general masses, I'm going to say, do what you like. Now, I mean, if do what you like's make a list, you could call me out as a hypocrite, I guess. But I'm not saying be a dictatorial little Hitler telling people what they can and can't do. I'm saying quite the opposite. Do as you wilt. Right? Crowleyism, not that I'm a Satanist, but I'm just saying, do what you like. You want to be on a ball, good for you. You can use the flat earth measurements to create it with, if you choose to.
And what I'm saying is that sticks and shadows is used as a proof of a globe. But we can show how that's a practical application with a flat earth to save your life.
Yeah, we should definitely go through
So
it.
we take the power back.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing.
It's hijacking in a way. It's
Well,
like giving someone a knife and showing somebody how to cause harm rather than how to cut vegetables or wood.
hmm. Well, I was sent a little clip, and I was a little disappointed. But then again, what are you going to do? A lot of people live off stolen valor, and I was annoyed that freaking 10th man didn't get his proper due about celestial navigation. And I even said it to Brian. You sat there and you allowed him to take credit for that and didn't freaking say to him, that's not fair because 10th man was the one that brought celestial navigation to the
Who's
table.
this you're talking about? Did I read
Quantum
wrong?
Displacer.
Am I just struggling to read? Brian left the group. It said to me in my chats that I created when I created a group for people to be a part of. Now, as far as I was aware, Brian, like a little girl, stormed out and slammed the door behind him, did he not? Why is it that he's now sneakily dragging people off to the side and having little chats with them like a little girl? What's this I'm hearing? Brian, yeah? Do you remember you talking about smoking? And you said your father-in-law told you, either do smoke or don't smoke. Either be a part of the group or fuck off, you pathetic little bitch. Which is it going to be? You're going to pull bits of the group to one side to have a little natter to them? No, you're just a little girl. Do or do not. Either be in the fricking group, in which case, I won't tell you to go fuck yourself and shut up like your master currently does. Yeah? How many times in a Ballbusters show does Quantum Eraser tell Brian to shut the fuck up? End quote. Yeah, Brian likes it. Yeah? Bit of a narcissist, abusive enabler, are you? Yeah? Bit of a masochist. Yeah, you like the beatings, like the abuse that you get from Quantum Eraser, do you? Yeah, well, you're going to get it from me too, you little bitch. When I read Brian left the group, fuck off then. Yeah? Don't hang around trying to poison people's ears from skulking from the shadows. Just fuck off, you pathetic little bitch. Be the bitch. Don't be part of the bitch. Be the whole bitch, Brian. That involves fucking off when you say you're going to fuck off.
Oh, that's just great. I didn't get the clip from him, by the way. I got it from somebody else. And in that clip, Quantum Race is explaining how the Black Swan came, and then he came out with Celestial Navigation, never given the credit to 10th Man. So when he called me yesterday, I said, you did not even call him out on that. And you know it was 10th Man that came up with the Celestial Navigation and the Sextant. And he said, I didn't hear him say that. I heard him say they go hand in hand. I said, did you hear him say that 10th Man came out with the sextant? Because when I asked him, he said 10th Man's a liar. And I'll tell you what, 10th Man is not a liar. So the tables, he tried to turn the tables. So it's stolen valor. Now he's going to be really upset when you call him a bitch now, Nathan.
Sorry, what's that? He's decided my book's his book. Fuck off. With your redundant arguments that no one will give a toss about in 12 months from now.
And came up with Nathan's book 2 weeks before Nathan.
I still didn't get an answer. How much of Brian's book's my book? We find out how much of the housekeeping.
I did ask him. He said he's not writing anything about housekeeping. It's all about flat Earth versus globe Earth.
That's housekeeping. Right, we're going to have to go through this with a fine tooth comb, Brian. We'll have to square this away. It sounds like you're dodging. I've got you recorded as saying, quote, it's based on housekeeping, end quote, Brian. So, Brian, are you lying then or lying now? Which is it? Yeah? Do I need to play the clip of you saying, quote, it's based on housekeeping, my book, end quote? Yeah? Which are you lying little bitch? Basing your book on housekeeping or not? Or have you made some adjustments? I'm going to need to see all the drafts, Brian. We're going to need to square this away. Yeah, I'm going to be right up in your shit too, Brian. Why is that? Well, obviously, if you're plagiarising my stuff and using copywritten material, you're going to have a problem, Brian. What's that? You thought you'd just leave the group? What, with my stuff? No, you're going to need to be giving that back, Brian. Yeah, if you're taking my stuff, I need to find out about it. I'm going to need to see all the drafts of your book, so we can see exactly what's in there, given that you've already disclaimed to me and I've got recordings of you telling me it's based on my copywritten stuff. So don't lie, Brian. Yeah, we're going to have a little bit of an issue, it seems. You lying little bitch.
Well, he was working on your behalf up to 2 weeks ago, trying to get the draft back.
Yeah, nobody employed Brian as my, what do they call it when you're a pretend solicitor, paper solicitor or something like that? Nobody asked you to do that, Brian. Took it upon yourself, did you, you little bitch? No, it's been made clear. Fuck off. When you left the groups, that wasn't you helping me, you snivelling little weasel. Piss off. Be the whole bitch.
Well, I said you're wasting your time because I don't think Nathan even cares about it anymore. He gave them a time period, and that was it. And he went on his way. So I don't even think it's worth it to try to get him back. Was I wrong?
But did he ask me if I wanted that? Was he appointed as my representative? Who the fuck does Brian think he is?
Well, he was trying to help you out.
Oh, was he? Did I ask?
Oh, but I guess he feels
He's trying to fight. He's trying to get hold of my draft. I wonder why. Yeah, we're definitely going to have an issue. Brian's trying to get hold of one of my drafts. What for? You're writing your own book and you're trying to, without my permission, get hold of one of my drafts. What are you doing? This is going to cause a lot of legal problems for Brian, it sounds like. What are you doing getting embroiled in this sort of stuff, Brian? Are you a thief? Like Quantum Thiever? And Adam What's-His-Face Thiever? Is that what you are? Nobody's asked you to get hold of my fifth draft, thank you, Brian. You've, quote, left the group. Now fuck off. You're becoming a pain in my ass.
I have to go to work, gents. Have a good day. Hope it gets better. Take care.
Thanks for sharing the videos.
Hope it goes well. I'll be looking forward to listening tonight.
Where you going?
I've got work, mate. Afternoons.
Oh, lucky you.
Patty, bye-bye.
Refracted.
Yes.
I'm confused
Hello.
about that. I'm confused about that Latin word because I remember that. I remember that whole incident. That's when Nathan used Brian as an example, and it got really out of hand. But I thought he had you on that translation of the word.
What?
Let me find the word you said. The word that you were debating about, gravity.
He said that Newton did not claim gravity was a force. I showed him in the Principia where he did. I cited and demonstrated. And he just ignored it. And so did everybody else. I can't make them look at it.
Yeah, but you said it was different in Latin, right? The word had a different
Irrelevant.
meaning in Latin, right?
Yeah. So he looked at the translation and just shooed it away. That's all he did. And people accepted it. What can I do with that?
So on one of these, I think Angels of Light is on one of these videos, and he's debating somebody using a lady using pitch data. And I was reading in the comments, and it's kind of funny because somebody in the comments says, because the lady swears that the nose pitches down to follow the shape of a globe, right?
Down?
So-
What's down?
Uh-oh.
This claim also requires a flat earth to claim it. It's not true. The nose is pitch up with respect to horizontal for the duration of level flight. But if you were to suggest that it's pitching down, then you'd be forming an arc. You'd be deviating from the horizontal in a downward vector, measurable from the horizontal, wouldn't you? It doesn't, but that's what they're claiming. It's like, all right, so you're saying it forms an arc then? It deviates from the horizontal at a measurable degree, okay, to move around a ball. Okay, well, we'd see that measured, wouldn't we? Oh, we don't. It's pitch up with respect to horizontal, not pitch down. Both require a horizontal plane of reference, though, don't they? Their wrong assertion requires a horizontal flat Earth assertion with a pitch down from horizontal that doesn't occur. The reality requires a flat Earth to measure it pitch up with respect to horizontal when in level flight. All roads lead to a flat Earth. There are no exceptions. Even their incorrect assertions, even their gravity, even their rotating frames of reference. John deserves the credit for bringing this to the forefront initially, right? But Bunk and Debunk was the start of him recognising how flat Earth always must be measured to the point where you can convert your kitchen into a ball, knowing that fact. It's like the seeing the matrix code go by. Suddenly, it's all you can see. It's all I see now. Matrix code of this is going to require a flat Earth, that's going to require a flat Earth, this is going to require a flat Earth, that already used a flat Earth, that will be using a flat Earth, future tense. You just can't help but see the code now.
Yeah, and if you remember that's the start of everybody having issues with each other, because certain people didn't like that we were going right to the measurements, right to the flat Earth being necessary for everything.
It's difficult now because we've been witnessing the anti-flat earthers and the ballers, you know, trying to change definitions of words and things. I didn't watch the Angels of Light video, what you just spoke about, Neil. But it's difficult now with AI because it's coming out with a lot of nonsense, and so it's easier. This is what they will do. They'll go to AI, get something up, and say, "Well, look at that," and it must be true. I mean, for example, I was just generally having a little read, and I was looking for a video on pitch data of an aeroplane, and one of them was mentioning the aeroplane's horizontal axis. That's what it's referencing in regards to these movements, and it has a vertical axis as well. So I was just wondering, if the aeroplane's horizontal axis must be parallel with sea level. So I was just having a look for that. And the answer is the aeroplane's horizontal axis is generally not exactly parallel with a single flat theoretical sea level plane or its entire flight path. Instead, in normal flight, the aircraft's path follows the curvature of the Earth, maintaining a roughly constant altitude above the curved sea level.
That's a total contradiction.
Yeah, of course it is. I know that, Neil. But what I'm trying to say is, this is the crap you're up against, you know. So this is how people are going to try and back themselves up with this fucking nonsense of AI.
Well, here's the thing. I brought that up because there was someone in comments that had a pretty good demonstration. I'm not a guy on demonstrations using your hand, but the guy in the comments said, "Well, we know that it flies 2 degrees pitch up always, even in landing. So hold your hand out like a plane. Now go around a freaking globe. So eventually the plane's going to be flying backwards." And I did it. It's true. It's an impossibility to be flying around the globe. You would literally be going backwards. So I thought that was pretty good.
The Earth is a sphere, so a line parallel to the surface is a curve, not a straight line or flat plane. Horizontal in aviation refers to a curved path that follows a sphere concentric with the Earth's center.
Arthur, your camera's on. Just looking around like nothing's going on. They're going to change definitions. They're going to do whatever they got to do because this sphere has to stay alive.
This is what I'm saying. So you get people coming in. This is and they'll just go, oh, yeah, this is what it's. It's not called artificial intelligence for nothing, is it? Artificial, yeah. An aeroplane's horizontal axis references sea level primarily, though the use of an altimeter, which is a sensitive barometer that measures atmospheric pressure. The atmosphere naturally curves with the Earth, so an aircraft maintaining a constant atmospheric pressure follows this curvature, effectively referencing the sea level as it flies. Oh,
Wow.
dearie me.
Not atmospheric pressure, air pressure. Let's get that straight. Don't forget, there's going to be ballers going there changing things.
I can't remember who it was yesterday, but someone was saying all you hear from ballers is their excuses for how apologetic they need to be when explaining why things aren't ball-shaped. So when tracking perpendicular elevations with respect to a surface level, in this case sea level, they apologise with an atmosphere, sphere-shaped air violation of the second law of thermodynamics. Air doesn't take sphere shapes, it disperses to fill whatever containment it's in. And according to them, there's just a sky vacuum above the sphere-shaped air, which just has an edge of air where the sphere-shaped air means that it's tracking along with a curved sea level. It's a contradiction in terms in the explanation, but ultimately an apologetic for why we're not measuring it sphere-shaped. Because of the sphere-shaped air means it makes sense of the sea level. You're like, no, that's just a contradiction.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I have noticed it. I mean, Niels, but I've noticed, and we all have, haven't we? Over time, it's getting gradually worse. These AI, they're changing constantly, aren't they, to fit the heliocentric narrative more. And we've seen it with the anti-flat earthers having to change definitions. Now AI is doing it. This is what is having to happen in order, like you said, Neil, to keep this illusion alive.
Let's get it on.
Hello.
Let's roll.
Hello.
I've been effing and blinding and cursing my former editors in the pre-show, calling them bitches and such like, much to my irritation because I'm having to work my little socks off, flogging far more microphones than I ever intended just to keep the lights on, rather than flogging a book that I thought I'd be well into publishing and publicising through Christmas. And I'm not. So that's left me in a high degree of frustration and irritation with the people who are setting out to help me. Now, I've unsubscribed from these particular videographers, one of them whose channel I built, and one of them whose communication lines were also built by me and pulled from underneath them as soon as they betrayed me. But that doesn't change the fact that the people around me still tell me what's going on in the worlds of these two former editors and how they want to explain to the world what they've done. Now, for me, like I say, having unsubscribed, I don't care. I've moved on. I've given ultimatums and timelines that I wanted adhered to. They weren't. Therefore, life goes on. I get on with my life. And it's unfortunate that I still have to have a cross-pollination. Admittedly, it was me that put that pollination in place with these individuals. So when my group tell me about these individuals, it saddens me, especially when I'm quite literally, as I speak, doing this, editing other videos so I can make eBay adverts look that little bit more posh and polished when I'm trying to flog all of this stuff behind me to keep the lights on for flat earth debate. Now, in that regard, I'm still extremely grateful to all of the people who've smashed the PayPal link and given me the ability to literally give every penny that I get via PayPal to my wife to help her financially transcribe the book from the recordings. Now, it's also coming down the grapevine a few things that people say about their books, like Brian's Logic's got a book coming out. Apparently that cat's out of the bag now. But he's very specifically told me his book was about housekeeping. He has copywritten. Now, after being asked by one of my compadres on the panel, the very loyal Neil Constantino, about whether or not his book was about housekeeping, Brian's now saying it isn't. Now, it can't be both. Obviously, me having a recording of Brian specifically saying, it's about housekeeping, end quote. You'd wonder why I'd say it isn't. We'll have to square this circle some other time, maybe legally, Brian. You little bitch. Meanwhile, I'm overworked, which is very frustrating, but I still have to thank all the people who've given me the ability to pass my one of my means of income onto my wife so that she's keeping away from her employer and transcribing from all of the recordings that were made whilst in the process of producing the fifth draft, stolen by two very snarky thieves who are going to tell the world why they justify their actions of thievery and betrayal. So there we go. That's that squared away, as it's come to my attention that that's going to be some event with however many people watching to find out why some thieving sod's going to justify his actions. Be there or be square, I guess. Meanwhile, Flat Earth debate continues, as does the transcription of it will be called, the sixth draft of my book, only for me to add to it with more renditions of individuals that I've encountered over my 10 or 11 years of doing flat earthing. And those anecdotal pieces were originally being excluded from the book to stop people from begging for credit. Well, when your two editors demand credit and demand their names on the front of your book, the cat gets out of the bag and you say, well, it can't hurt to put a load of actual anecdotal stories that are intriguing to the reader. And as my wife pointed out, if it hasn't got anything juicy in it, people will put it down after reading the first page. And you don't want that. You want people to be wanting to turn the next page and hear about the, I don't know, transsexual alleged relationship between Antonio Subratz and Patricia Steer, or Bob Nodell having a wire pack crammed up his ass and pretending like he's on a soap opera that, oh no, the cat's out of the bag, my faulty gyro had drift. All of these anecdotal stories that I can rattle off will be part of my book. Now that means name dropping. That might be that we have to change some of the names to protect the innocent, or guilty if we're going to change it to quantum scumbag or whatever I decide to call some of these individuals when I write about them in the seventh draft. But, as I say, I wanted to address it for the audience's benefit, at least at the beginning of this show, so that it's out of the way and I can crack on doing my microphone sales instead of my book sales, which is annoying, in case you're wondering why I'm calling these thieving scumbags bitches and swearing and effing and blinding about them. It's because, as somebody asked me, you sound bitter. I am. As you'd expect. But life still goes on. And as this was supposed to be just a shout out to the people supporting me on PayPal, thank you to all of you supporting me on Patreon. My wife also thanks you. And she's kept very much motivated. She's still doing it every other day or every day. So, yeah, really appreciate all the support, all the people who smashed up the PayPal link. Hopefully it'll continue and I can keep her motivated. There hasn't been a couple for a few days, but I actually bunged a 20 quid out of my own pocket. I'm like, you know, I am selling these microphones. I had my accountant demand £300 or £400 for services and for tax bills. And I was like, okay, by coincidence, I have actually had literally £300 come in from high-end microphones that I'd sold that day. God's definitely smiling on me because I could pay my accountant. But I also bunged my wife 20 quid because there wasn't any PayPals that had come through for a few days because I want to keep her motivated to write my book. That is to say, take all of the information that's already been gone through at great length in all of the recordings that I've got in my 27 or 30 terabytes of hard drive space that I use whenever I'm in front of this computer. I think that's everything. Was that everything covered from the pre-show in terms of you telling me that there's going to be live shows justifying thievery? Have I missed anything?
No, that's not it. They're gonna, well, the thing is, they're gonna try to portray that you weren't even there at all. And you had no idea what was in the book, what was going in the book. So how can it be your book? These are the things that they're going to try to portray.
What they're saying is, we decided to usurp the author. That's going to go down well. What, while you were in my hangout under my tutelage and supervision, whilst being recorded by me, I wasn't even there? I mean, yeah, I've got a family to run, and at the time I was mitigating for flogging microphones, but I recorded it all. That's why I've got my setup to record it all. Did they not realise? Oh, I see. What you decided is you were going to usurp me and that you were writing your own books in my hangout under my supervision during my recordings in a hangout that's paid for by me. I see. So you're bigger traitors than I first thought then. You decided whilst in my space that you were going to betray me. Yeah, like the scheming bastards that design cars for Jaguar that decide we're going to thieve all these because we're doing all the work in Jaguar's workshop. Yeah, they're thieves, scumbags, and traitors, aren't they?
Well, they're contending with that. It can't be. How is it your workspace? You don't pay for that. You aren't even there. And it's different. You can't compare Jaguar to what you're doing there. Whoever ascribes, whoever is writing, they're the writers. Not because you're sitting in some room in Discord.
Oh,
That
well,
doesn't,
I'm sure they'll publish a very interesting book of links, won't they? I mean, according to QE, when he was still just about barely communicating with me via third parties, he said he wrote 90% of it. That's to say he took 90% of the credit and gave Adam, what, 5% split with me? I wonder how long that relationship will last. Or maybe Brian, the subservient little bitch, being told to shut the fuck up repeatedly on Ballbuster shows. I mean, masochists will be masochists if they like being abused. They like being abused, I guess. It's not my business anymore. But I'm sure this will go really well with what QE being the scribe when Adam sat at his computer, having lost the data, but it's 90% QE's work. Oh, this all sounds like it's very much slanted in the favour of some narcissist that's decided it's all his. Mine, 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 mine. Like Celestial Navigation after 10th Man went out and spent 10 grand on books for it to be all QE's. Yeah. We've seen it all before.
Well, that's the thing. You were bragging about the book, and now all of a sudden it's no good. This is the angles they're going to come at you with.
What book? The one that they've kept? The one that they're saying isn't mine? That they're saying isn't good enough for me? Why would it be necessary to justify how good it is with me if it wasn't mine? Oh, it's because they've been under the misapprehension that they're going to get away with stealing something from me and ascribing credit to something that's mine. Yeah, that's never going to happen. Meanwhile, they're no longer part of this group. I mean, Brian's hanging around like a stale fart after pretending to be gone and slamming the door in some ceremonious way like some ex-wife that's walking out, but still hanging around the neighbours asking how things are going with the kids. Be the whole bitch, Brian. Yeah, don't be part of the bitch.
Well, we're only hearing your side of the story according to them. So I guess we'll see Tuesday. I try to explain to them that there's not two sides. There's only one story and it's all recorded. But, what can I do? I tried.
I mean, if you want to justify the story of how they've offered to help me edit my book and then decided halfway through that I'm not writing it, they are, there's nothing else to tell. They're going to say that's reasonable because we were writing it. That's what they're going to say. Okay. Well, does that change how the outcome went? Did it change that you had my foot up your ass? Does it change that you've been excluded from the group that I built? No, it doesn't change any of those things. But you're going to feel like, oh, we were perfectly justified keeping Nathan's fifth draft. Because it's actually ours. And how does he feel that he's written it when we're in his space on his time while he deals with his kids? Because he's not in front of us while I'm helping him write his book that isn't his. This is riddled with contradictions already, isn't it? Now, I already know this, and you already know this, but they've got to somehow spin this into being tangible and palatable to an audience. Well, good for them. I hope you succeed in convincing people that you helping me with my book when I've published massive sections of you helping me to my members, so that there's a record of how much help you gave. Dumbos. People know the score. Why do you think they haven't sided with you? Why do you think no one's giving me any flack? Why has there been no pushback for me? Because it's my bleeding book, and everybody knew that, and they'd already had sections of your, quote, help published to them as members. Idiots. But feel free to justify it to a limited audience now you've been kicked out of the wider group in this regard. I'm sure it'll go down like a lead balloon.
The mistake is they think there's two books, Brian. The same thing with after chapter 4, they threw out, they couldn't work with it, so they started writing fresh from there.
So what you're saying is they reached a point where they decided that they were going to usurp me. Yeah, this just sounds even worse. We decided at chapter 4 that it's not going to be Nathan's book anymore. Oh, really? So you worked under my tutelage and supervision from chapter 4 on your own book in my space? That doesn't sound any better to me, does it you?
Well, it's not that they were going to talk to you about it, and that was the point of the phone call. It was supposed to be a 3-way call, because that's my beef. Why are you waiting until chapter 14 to just decide you want to be a co-author? He said no, they were having problems for a month, and they were going to talk to you about it, but you and QE's conversation got out of hand.
A whole month, eh? 2 years in the writing so far when they decided to, betray me. A whole month, eh? Oh, wow. That's fascinating. Yeah, I couldn't give a crap. Like I say, what's gone on has already gone on, and now it's just for the justification to a limited audience by them. But you don't hear the crowds pouring scorn on me, do you? And they won't ever. Yeah? But you're going to need to try and do damage control if you're the thieving scumbag sod that decides to usurp the author and steal the fifth draft because it's actually yours from chapter 4 whilst writing it in my hangout that I pay for. No, you can say it's not like Jaguar, but it is. I pay the rent on the hangout that you were doing the work in, that I was recording. So you can try and justify that and spin it, but me, there's no need for me to spin. This isn't spin, right? I don't have to spin being stolen from. Those are just the facts. What's that? You've still got my fifth draft, but it's yours, really. Yeah, that requires quite a considerable amount of spin for people to not see you as a thieving scumbag. So spin on. See how you get on. I'll hear about it on the grapevine. I mean, no, I won't be watching. I'm not subscribed. I unsubscribed from QE. Somebody highlighted to me that I've still got links to his videos underneath my live stream. Yeah, I'll get on to that. But for the fact that I've got to keep the lights on by flogging microphones because I was stolen from by two treacherous, treasonous scumbags, I haven't got very much time to remove the thieving scumbags links from my live stream. So unfortunately, there's still connections to this thieving scumbag below this video. Now, that's something I can address. Thanks for pointing it out, by the way, my audience, who aren't pouring scorn on me, are they? No, they're helping me. Financially, I've never had more help. Admittedly, I don't get to see the benefit of it. I'm giving it all to my wife. But that's how it is. Yeah? People pity me. Why? Well, because I've been stolen from. Oh, right, it was yours in my hangout that you were working on to tell me that you were helping me make my book better, like every member of my audience has heard you say. Yeah, you can spin that, or try to. It just won't be very successful. It won't alter that I've already unsubscribed from the Quantum Eraser channel. And from this point forth, you probably won't ever hear about it again. The one guy's name, people can't even remember already. I said it would be Christmas when people would forget his name. Now, that's already happened. So the other guy, Quantum Deceiver, whatever he's called, yeah, they'll soon forget you too. Yeah, we've already usurped your arguments and made them redundant. The Black Swan was good for a time, but now we just need the distance to the oil rigs to prove Earth's flat, don't we? The rest of that argument, what was it again? 1.22, I can't even remember. The Black Swan, old news, like yesterday's chip wrapper, it's in the bin. So there you go. Like I say, hopefully this won't come up again.
No, I don't think the one last thing is I don't think they thought it was going to get out of hand like this. It got out of hand in a real hurry. And they're going to try to put that on you because the way you spoke to them.
Well, I spoke
friends
to them.
Don't speak to
It's a
friends
good
like
job I
that.
record all the calls, isn't it? So when QE's telling me, yeah, I'm going to be talking to Chuck about the percentages, only to later tell his audience that we're not interested in the money. You lying shit. Yeah, you are.
No, they were going to sign waivers.
Oh, really? Is that why I've got QE saying very specifically, I'm going to talk to Chuck about these percentages? No, those percentages aren't right on the phone call. Is that me imagining it? Am I imagining that? Or is that just a lying scumbag? Not about the money, really? That wasn't what you were telling me now, was it, QE? It was all about the money when you were talking to me. When you said, I wrote the fucking book, end quote. Yeah? Yeah, it was all about the percentages then. But now it isn't. Oh, you were going to sign waivers? What, past future tense? No, you weren't. You told me what percentages you wanted to demand from Chuck. Someone I've already got contractual obligations to. Someone I've already negotiated what will happen with my book. That's your book? Why would you be talking to me about my publicist and the percentages you'd be taking from him? Of my book. If it's your book. This all sounds very contradictory. That's what happens when you lie. Yeah? Lie about the percentage QE wanted. Lying shitbag. We'd sign waivers past future tense. Nah, don't lie. Yeah, and you'll be all right if you don't lie about the percentages, the money-grabbing, thieving cunt. That's Quantum Eraser. Thieving, money-grabbing bastard. It's now lying about saying you would sign waivers future tense. Don't lie, yeah? You just look like a bigger lying scumbag. John Stunyer, you thieving fuck.
Well, the other thing too is I mean, you could say that maybe you were told, maybe you were getting angry, which is justifiable. So I said, well, friends don't treat friends the way they treated Nathan when he asked for it, so he continue working on it. And they tell him no. You expect them to just say okay whenever you guys are ready. Of course, you're going to be furious. I don't
Yeah.
get it, man.
Yeah, the minute they started doing that, I cut them off immediately. I mean, what they thought was I'd be malleable and fickle. Oh, really? No, you'd be surprised how quickly I chop people's heads off. It's just a surprise when it's somebody close to you. You don't expect the knife to go through your throat so quickly. But there you go, I turned around and immediately slit it, didn't I? And you can't believe your fucking luck. Suddenly your neck's been slit. Yeah, that's what happens when people betray me. Slit their throats. Metaphorically speaking, of course. Yeah, that's what treasonous, traitorous, scumbag thieves deserve. But I'm sure they'll spin it in a great way. It's really their book that they were writing in my Hangout for me when they were helping me make it a better book. Okay, from chapter 4, they were just working on their own book. They just didn't happen to tell me. Oh, yeah, that'll sound great. From chapter 4, we decided it was our book that we'd be writing with Nathan around. Oh, would you? That sounds, again, not just contradictory, it's kind of scummy. So you were working on your own thing in my Hangouts, were you? Why was I there then? Why did I need to be? Why was I recording it all? Why weren't you recording it? Where are your drafts? Oh, you haven't got any? Oh, it was only the second draft. The first one being Chuck's book. I see. This all sounds very contradictory, nonsensical, garbage waffle from deceiving, thieving scumbags who wanted to demand percentages only to later lie about not wanting any money. All right. Yeah, there's not much honour amongst thieves, is there? They'll lie about the money they didn't want when they demanded specific percentages of the publicist. Really? I don't think this chap's even got QE on his radar. I don't think he's ever had any communication with him beyond the Hangouts that he spoke to me via. Right? But you were going to demand percentages from him, were you? QE? But he didn't want money. Those things are very incongruent with one another. They don't work together. They're a contradiction. Also a lie. QE's very money orientated. Yeah? Like when he demanded half the Ballbusters chats. And I just went, have the show. You can run it and do the work if you want the super chats that you're demanding from me. Yeah? Because QE demanded half my income from Ballbusters when I was running it on this channel. Yeah? Maybe he'll lie about that and say he didn't want the money. Then he told me it was 50-50. Ballbusters on his channel and never gave me a penny. Right? 50-50? Where's all that money? Good job I got all that recorded too, eh, John? 50-50, you say? Ka-ching! I reckon I could work out how much money I've lost out on. There's, where there's a blame, there's a claim.
They expected you to, come to them and because they were, doing all the work and you were going to put them in the book as co-authors. So I think it was like a shock to them that you didn't put them on as co-authors. It's a shock to me that they would even ask something like that.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I was quite shocked when QE started demanding half my super chats for a show that I was producing. That's why I gave Ballbusters to him. What, you want the money from it, then you put in the work. Oh, no, 50-50. Really? Well, that's interesting. Interesting turn of phrase you use there. 50-50. That sounds like a financial recompense that I'll be getting that I never did. Interesting stuff. Anyway, it's all for the court to decide now, isn't it? Shout out to Mickey Moose or Mickey Mess Studios. Says, Nathan, tell us the amount you need for your book out. Don't worry too much. The name, Nathan Oakley, takes it all. We don't know those other clowns, so just tell us where we will help you. You are. Everybody is already helping me. And I've just done a massive shout out at the beginning of the live stream. Thank you very much for the super chat, by the way, Mickey Mess. I mean, yeah, people are already helping me in a big way. And I'm very grateful to them for doing that. Like I say, I survive on a knife edge, but I'm not going to put myself in a financial plus at a time when I'm going to show willing and flog microphones to make ends meet. If I can divert the extra cash to my wife to get her to do work that I'm physically incapable of. Like, literally, I haven't got enough hands to run a show and I've got my iPad on my knee doing my eBaying whilst this live show is going on, because there literally aren't enough hours in the day. So I need an extra set of hands. Well, I've got that because of the financial support I've got from people via PayPal. So long may that continue. And I've said to my wife, so long as you're still working on it, I'll still give you all of the money that I get via PayPal, because that's what she asked for specifically. She's like, well, just give us your PayPals. I'm like, yeah, okay, no worries. So, you know, I'm kind of grateful that you've given me a super chat, Mickey Mouse, because I get to keep it. No, I'm only joking. My wife deserves every penny. She's working very hard.
How much of this book
stuff.
did you write yourself, Nathan?
How much of it did I write myself? None of it.
None of it?
No, zero. Yeah, I mean, I get praise from my wife when she's transcribing it that my bits are a lot easier to transcribe than the drunk ramblings of Adam or the constant links and profanity from QE. But I mean, I didn't write anything. Occasionally we hear Brian piping up in between me being extremely concise describing things and an occasional long pause while QE says, no, we need a citation for that there, or 5. Brian's there, knowing exactly who's writing it, but apparently questions who's written my own book. Yeah, scummy. People like to gaslight you, though. That's just the way your life is sometimes. Like gaslighting to believing that you're not writing your own book. I am.
Well,
To answer your question in sincerity,
put down?
all of it.
So what's your wife doing?
Transcribing videos that I've recorded whilst producing the book. She's transcribing
so you haven't
them back
actually
onto a
written
Word
anything
document.
down?
I'm answering you. She's transcribing them from a video format onto a Word format.
Okay, so you haven't actually written anything?
You mean as
Oh,
in
what a
hold a
flippin'
pen in my
idiot.
hand and write down stuff with a pen and piece of paper? Yeah, I have, yeah.
Or typed it?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
So what does, like...
So you just
This
said,
isn't it Adam
you just
that
said,
has,
you
is
just said
holding
in the
a ransom
negative,
or
you haven't typed anything. I answered, yes, I have. And he went, and then started talking something else. Are you what's the word? A wanker? Yes, I have. I acknowledge that. You were wrong.
Wrong? I asked a question.
Yeah, you inferred something, though, with your question. Like, I haven't written anything. Like, I haven't typed anything. Like, saying it with an upward inflection is an inference.
All right.
Yes, right. So I'll ask you again. Are you one of those wankers?
I am... Yes.
You are. Yes, I thought so.
Brilliant.
So what can I do for you,
Your
wanker?
wife's transcribing
What can I do for you then,
stuff.
wanker?
What's Adam and QE?
Who are
holding
you?
ransom?
What's your name? First and last name, please. Christian and surname, please.
Barnaby Smudge.
Your name is Barnaby Smudge.
Yeah.
What kind of surname Smudge? Is that your mother's name also?
Yeah.
Your father's name was Smudge.
Yes.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
Who's speaking right now?
Somebody with a fake name.
So
Well, what's
what's
his
been
fake
held
name?
ransom from you? What have you gone to the police over?
So who are you? What does this have to do
Barnaby
with you?
Smudge.
Are you a policeman?
I want to know.
Who the
Interesting.
fuck asked you anything, you belligerent prick?
Well, you just asked me something right now.
What, I asked you who asked you
you.
something?
Can we get rid of this asshole?
So what's going on with the book?
People are calling you an asshole. I
What's
called
being
you a
held- what's
wanker,
being
now
held
you're being
ransom?
called an asshole. Your behaviour is that of a wanker. That's what you
Oh,
are, a
boo-hoo.
wanker. So why don't
Oh,
you get
boo-hoo.
lost, wanker?
Well,
why are you here,
why don't you
wanker?
answer some
Is this
questions?
you?
What's going on
Is
with
this
the
you
book?
entertaining yourself like masturbation? Now you're giggling like a little girl.
Yes.
Yes. So why don't you sod off and play with yourself somewhere else, you pathetic, belligerent little
Come
girl?
on, Nathan. Take your finger off the mute button. Come on. What's going on with the book?
Is
What's
this
been held
mess?
ransom?
Seriously, can we get rid of this guy?
Yes, we can.
This
He's
is
muted now. He's
this
a
is
cretin.
mental institution rape.
No. He's
My
a
God.
paid guy. Get rid of him.
Yeah, you want to
Whoever's
talk to
got
me.
mod
You will
powers-
have some respect, first of all. What you won't do is chuckle at me like a little girl. Yeah, then you will get removed. And while I'm answering you, saying, get your hands off the mute button, yeah, I'll get you perma removed. From today's show, you're welcome back tomorrow, wanker.
That's got to be the stupidest question out there. How much of the book have you written? And it's sad because Brian asked me the same question.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah, but Nathan, nobody should even have to say that. I mean, just asking the question is stupidity.
Well, we're going to deal with belligerent pricks that like having a little jab at my expense. Yeah, when you're at your weakest, that's when people think that they can have the most fun with you. That would be, sadists. Yeah, the opposite of Brian. Someone who likes inflicting pain. Right? My pain's that man's pleasure, you could hear it. Like he was being tickled sexually at the sound of my pain. Yeah? Yeah, sod
A
off.
total psychopath. That was a total psychopath. My goodness.
The sadist. That's what that is.
Guy was a low
sadist.
testosterone troll.
Oh, he's in pain. Oh, he's struggling. Oh, the glee. Yeah, fuck off. This wasn't the show I'd intended for today, I'll be honest. But it's been eventful. I started off the show, right, and I hadn't got all the links together. I was just spilling one job into the other, and I'm like, I've got to set up for the live show, and I'm videoing microphones and stuff. I'm like, well, all of the equipment for doing that, that's to say the equipment for recording microphones is the same as the equipment I broadcast with, so there's no real excuse where I can't do both at the same time. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll load up all the Hangout stuff and just start. So I did my intro. And then as soon as I'd done my intro, I'm like, I haven't set everything up. I haven't set Discord up. I haven't set G Plus up. I haven't sent out an invitation. I've done nothing. So I'm like talking to camera where I'd normally say, all slick. Now I'll hand across to the G Plus and Discord panel so you can enjoy them while I set up for the live show. What I actually mean when I say set up for the live show is go and make a cup of coffee, get myself a drink, make myself comfortable, make all my stuff that's on my periphery a nice distance away, my light switches to hand, things like that, right? Not actually set up the show, like physically set it up on the computer. But I had to today because I was so disorganised. Like I say, I've run out of time. When someone like Mickey Moose says, what can we do to help? Now, the mercenary part of me says, give me more money, right? That always helps. But it's just not true. Money isn't the problem. People have been supportive enough to keep my wife interested. Like $20 here, $5 here, £1. Literally, someone sent me £1 on PayPal, and I was just as grateful as to the next man. We talked about the parable of the beggar woman in the synagogue when this happened. But my point is, the person just wanted to get my attention, and £1 is what they got it with, and to say thank you for the show and what I've done for them in their world. Now that to me is invaluable, right? The £1 is irrelevant. I'm still grateful for it, right? I'll take it all day, but the person saying, you've made a big difference in my life, I wanted to say thank you for that. Like, that kind of level of emotional support is priceless. But what I need at the moment, I can't have. I need more time. There's not enough hours in the day. I'm waking up in the middle of the night to list stuff because I'm like, oh yeah, it's past midnight now. If I don't list this item from draft to public on eBay, I won't ever get it done. So I better do it now. So in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., I listed 2 items. And it's like, I have got no time to even sleep now. Like, literally, there isn't enough time in the day to sleep. Oh, someone, is that Choco again? It is. Sorry, Nathan, we will send more money. No, it's not what I was hinting at. I'm saying all the money in the world can't give me more time, right? That's the problem. I'm limited in time. And you can't buy that. That's the problem. And I'm smiling about it because, you know, you want your life to be eventful. And at the moment, this kind of pressure, if you don't laugh about it, you cry about it. So at the moment, even though I'm under a lot of pressure and I'm very time limited, life's still sweet, right? I still homeschool. I still get to see my two daughters, beautiful that they are, growing up, and have an influence on their life, obviously alongside their mother. And the fact that I've got a wife to have alongside whilst we're writing the book is quite a special thing. So, yeah, I'm very time limited, but I'm also very blessed, yeah, as much as I'm up against it. And, you know, $100 super chats do make all the difference, so thank you very much indeed. Really appreciate it. What an eventful show. We're only 35 minutes in. There is videos that we could be covering. Should we do that?
Nathan, get his name right. It's Tuberticus.
Tuberticus.
There you go.
Tuberticus. I'm sure I'll get it right one of these days. Because I don't...
He's a good guy. He's always doing that. Even on your Uncut after shows that you put up, he's sending in those super chats. He's a good dude.
Right, where are these videos that... Are they in back office?
No, Liam put him in mess to be, I thought he said.
Did he? Okay, let's have a little look. I don't see him. Okay. I think I've got one. How to Find North. Is that the one that we were universally agreeing on was from a normie?
I believe so.
Okay, I'm down with covering this. Let's just get some stuff queued up on screen so you guys can see it in the Hangout as well. Do you like the fact that I've been doing that? Several more PayPals, not PayPals, super chats coming in. I will read out your super chats momentarily, guys. Thank you very much for the support. Cinema mode. There we go. How's that looking? See that?
Yeah, I got it.
Shout out to Godzilla37, who says, "Speak for yourself, Tuberticus." There we go, got it. And Len, thank you very much. Here's some money. Plus, there's a microphone advert in Discord text chat. A microphone advert? Cool. Jolly good. Thank you for the super chats. Really appreciate the support. Okay, let's do a shout out in earnest for this particular videographer before we do anything else. So this is Alfie Aesthetics. Hopefully I've said your channel name correctly. Please let Alfie Aesthetics know at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me with a polite comment that doesn't immediately get removed by the YouTube algorithmic bots or indeed by the videographer himself. I have put a link to this videographer's channel in the live stream chat. So if you are here now amongst the amongst the 85 people currently watching live, then please do pop along to Alfie's channel and let him know at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me with a polite comment that doesn't immediately get removed. The idea being that if he was to make a response video to us, he'd put a link to our video and hopefully, you know, sharing the YouTube algorithmic love that YouTube definitely do not like giving us. Okie dokie. Right, let's get on with it. Quick sound check. Can you hear this?
Bros and broesses, if you're wearing an analog wristwatch, then you can find an accurate north to south line just by using your watch in combination with the sun. To do this, hold your watch horizontal and point...
Hold it what now?
Horizontal.
Well, you're going to need a plane of reference to be horizontal with. All horizontals being parallel with the plane of the horizon.
Point the hour hand directly towards the sun. Now,
okay.
All you need to do is bisect the angle between the hour hand and the 12-hour mark. Or in other words, run a straight line directly through the middle of the hour hand and the 12 o'clock mark. And this will be your north to south line. North will be the direction furthest away from the sun, because the sun is on the southern side of the sky. Easy peasy, right?
Cool. Very cool. Obviously, we'll need a flat Earth to do this. It's a two-dimensional directionality that he's ascribing in terms of his north-south directionality when comparing it with a clock and the sun to a compass using magnetism. But ultimately, we're achieving the same flat Earth directionality, are we not? If that wasn't a
Yes,
question.
I mean, he's not standing in the middle of a globe, is he?
No, he's using parallel surface level to achieve this flat two-dimensional directionality.
Then he can only be standing on Earth's surface.
Yeah, and utilising it flat. How joyous.
It's important to remember to point the hour hand directly at the sun and not the 12-hour mark or minute hand. As I'm guilty of making this mistake myself, I just want to emphasise that point. Also, this method only works in the Northern Hemisphere, and this also only
What now?
Oh dear.
works if you have the correct time on your watch. Goes without saying, but if your wrist swag has stopped, then it won't be accurate at all.
I mean, that is, to be fair, something that you do have to point out, because somebody might think, well, you know, the last time I looked at my watch it was right and I'll just assume it's working and therefore this method will work. No, it needs to be the correct time.
But you can also apply this method to a digital wristwatch or any other object that tells time, like a cell phone, because you can recreate a clock face with sticks. Or if you're a lot brighter than me, you can do it just in your mind. After recreating the current time on a traditional clock face with some sticks, you can apply the method and gain the same accurate north to south line. Bada bing, bada boom. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now let's talk about the tricky aspect to this method.
Okay. Tricky aspect. It all seems very simple to me.
Yeah, it seems easy, but there are certain times of the day where it can be confusing to work out. This confusion stems from attempting to use this method at 6 o'clock. As you point your hour hand towards the 6 p.m. sun and go to bisect the angle, it's a perfect horizontal line. There's no one side closer or further away from the sun. So how can we find north or south? It requires some prior knowledge of the sun's position or movement through the sky. At 6 p.m, generally the sun is beginning to set during the autumn and winter months, so you'll naturally be looking in a general westward position, and you'll also be looking in a general westward position for the spring and summer months. Just by knowing this, we can visualise a compass face and determine which way is north or south.
Yeah, it's very clever.
It's funny when you. Sorry, Nathan.
Okay.
Sorry, I've missed the beginning of this, so I had to jump away. But yeah, it's funny when all this navigation and finding your way around Earth, it all sort of requires a horizontal reference plane, doesn't it? You know what I mean? It's always showing you the horizontal. Even a sundial, you know, when you use a sundial, that requires a horizontal base to use the sun to get your time using angles on the surface of Earth, which you can use. It's just so obvious that it's using the ground as a horizontal reference frame.
As long as you remember that the sun generally rises in the east and sets in the west.
Hold on, I'm going to write this down. Rises. Got
Did
it.
he say generally?
Generally.
It's
It's just a
always-
turn of phrase. No, don't hold that against him. It's the way of linking the words together, not the meaning of the words together. It just does. It's not generally. But yes, it was funny that you should bring that up, Neil.
Then you'll be able to work out the fiddly times such as this. If you have any more questions or concerns about this method, then let me know and I'll give you an explanation. Have a nice day, bros.
Bros? Who's he calling bros? Cheeky sod. But thank you very much. That was absolutely brilliant, Alfie. I really enjoyed that thoroughly. Thank you so much. Please let Alfie Aesthetics know at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me with a polite comment that alludes to the fact that we have covered his video and worry to do a response. Not that we said much. I mean, that's why I like covering these normie videos. Would anybody disagree? There's not a lot to say because when you just measure Earth with this type of methodology, it just is flat. There's no getting away from it. Now, it's either toss the entire video out because, no, you must be some sort of flat earther. No, he's just somebody that wants to know which direction he's travelling. And Earth is flat when describing that. So that's us flat earthers here on Flat Earth Debate, directly align with normie society, to the point where your normie society member can go, yeah, I always knew Earth was flat. That's how I've always dealt with it. Because they have. And there aren't any exceptions. That's how Earth is dealt with. Flat. in all cases. So I'd much rather cover this, normie, talking about how a compass works and how you can acquire your directionality with a clock face and the right time. Brilliant. No disclaimers needed. Just Earth being flat and directions being flat and the two-dimensional parallel planes with the horizon that we can use on a flat ground to draw out flat numbers on a flat face of a flat clock. Wonderful. Earth's measured flat, though. We'll strap that on the end, obviously making the pervasive YouTube censorship kick in. Because it's not that we're just pointing out how flat Earth must be to use this method. We're then saying that's because Earth's flat at the end. Censor him to hell.
It's funny, Nathan. I think you left last week. We were having a chat about this, and one of the points was firstly about when we're watching anti-flat Earth videos like triangles and all that. Sometimes we're saying sometimes when we're reviewing them, we you, all of us, constantly jumping in every 2 seconds. You don't actually hear them talk for much length of a time. Before we cutting him off with the word horizontal or some, you don't get to hear them. Now, we did say you might have some sort of time restriction where you have to pause and talk. But it can become not annoying, but you can't really get the point of what we know. They're talking nonsense anyway, but it's nice to hear a full sentence and then maybe we could go back over it and hear what they're saying in full. But yeah, you're correct with these type of videos. It is good we're not stopping as much doing that, because we're listening to just what they're saying and it is interesting. So, yeah, just wanted to point that out.
Cool. And I'm not saying it for my health. Shout out to Sensual Goat as well. He says, Sticks and Shadows vid further up in Master B. Oh, okay. Fine.
Yeah, that's another one I want to check out. But yeah, we're just doing normies covering flat Earth.
Okay, cool. I'll spin on past this ad and we'll see if this, how the fourth dimension affects you. Is that what he's talking about? Is that what he's talking about?
Fourth dimension, where's that?
I think so. This is going to be interesting.
Is this the one I was less inclined to want to cover when we were talking about it in the pre-show? I think it is. Hey-ho. Okay, fine. Of course, he's buggered off, meaning that we're not going to abide by my you can cover it and react to it rule. He said this was a normie glober, but talking about normie glober stuff as opposed to an anti-flatty talking about globe stuff or talking about anti-flat stuff. That might not make any sense if you're not a regular audience member. My apologies, I'm not going to explain it.
Here is a tesseract, which is a 4-dimensional cube.
No, it isn't. There's only 3 dimensions there. What's he babbling about? 4th dimensions? Where's the 4th dimension? Sorry, I've immediately got to take issue with this. No. Having a cube within a cube, that's a 3-dimensional object that you've got in front of you, my friend. Now, it's rendered 2-dimensionally from a computer that's producing it 3-dimensionally in appearance, but it's still only 3-dimensional if it was in a physical incarnation. If you could physically hold that, it would still only be a 3-dimensional object. What's he babbling about?
It's not even there, is it? It's not actually there. You just explained that, I know, but that's what I was going to say. He's talking about something that's not there, that you can't see, really, in reality. So,
it's a computer-generated, computer-generated, I mean, it's rendered in the 2D world as a 3D object. So it's on a screen, 2-dimensionally, produced by a computer that's got 3D graphics processing software in it, like on a graphics card. I remember they used to call them 3DO or something similar because they were producing 3D graphics as opposed to Space Invaders 2-dimensionality. But he's just said it's 4th dimensional. No, wrong.
Except this is actually not a tesseract, but instead a representation of a tesseract in 3-dimensional space. And it looks a little bit confusing, but by the end of this video...
Nothing confusing about it. You've just contradicted yourself. You told us off the bat it's 4th dimensional, and then go, well, actually it isn't, it's 3-dimensional. What, like I accurately immediately recognised. Not complicated at all.
I promise you'll understand what this shape is, how 4D...
I understand what shape it is.
...space and 4D objects work.
Whoa. You haven't got a 4D object. You said it was 4D, then you disclaimed how 3-dimensional it was being rendered. Like I'd already pointed out, because you were wrong. Now you're back to saying we've got a fourth dimensional rendering? No, you haven't.
How 4D space impacts.
There is no 4D space. Like, these conceptual mediums were invented by Einstein. There is no fourth dimension. Length, breadth, and depth. Time, the arrow of time, would be described and governed by laws of entropy. The arrow of time in that description, also conceptual, just a description of how things occur for us in what we call the space that we exist in. That's three-dimensional by measured aspects. Not fourth.
Just to
Good.
only pointing out, Nathan, this wasn't the one that he was talking about. There's one above this one about the sticks and shadows. He did post this one, but
well, I'm already
he was
annoyed with
referring
this
to-
one. It's just nonsense about
I can tell.
pseudo-Riemannian geometry. So I'm quite content to actually go to a different video. It's above this one,
Yeah.
you say?
I think it's above that one, yeah.
Fine.
Sup, bros. So you're out in the wilderness,
Sup? Sky sup.
but by dang it, you've lost your compass. What are you gonna do? Well, I tell you, friends, the shadow stick method could save your ass.
If we're on a flat Earth, it will. And it looks like we are. Check it out.
You'll need one straight stick, about 5 feet long.
Straight, not bent. Yeah, we're going to be laying it on the flat terrain. Gotcha.
Straight as possible, and 3 smaller sticks, about 1 foot long. Place your long stick securely into the ground in a wide open area that gets plenty of sun.
We're measuring angles? Like off a flat Earth and that? Yeah. We're some of our compadres over on the anti-flat Earth side do this with the sun and elevation angles. It's cool. You can do it thousands of times.
Yeah. Some Greek guy did it 2,000 years ago when he measured a flat.
Like this dude's going to do. There's. Why isn't it playing? It doesn't want to play. My computer's hung. Okay, then. No, my video doesn't want to play. My computer's not having a bar of it. We might have to cover this tomorrow because it's just not playing ball.
Yeah, because you did the other video a disservice by cutting it off.
This one?
Playing ball.
Impacts you all of the time and why you should care.
That one still works. This one doesn't. Let's get rid of the other one and see if that helps.
Yeah.
On my microphone videos. Alrighty then. This isn't at all irritating. We're getting a commercial, it seems.
So you're out in the wilderness, but by dang it, you've lost your compass. What are you gonna do? Well, I tell you, friends, the shadow stick method could save your ass. Possible. And 3 smaller sticks. A stick at the tip of the shadow the long stick casts. Maneuver it so the shadow from the small stick is in line with the shadow cast by the larger stick. Never said stick so much in 30 seconds. The first small stick that we place in, we shall label as west.
Okay, cool. I already like this guy. Is it the same guy? It is, it's the same guy.
Yeah, sounds like him.
Okay, I mean, we've already directed people to this guy's videos, but I mean, why not have another link on me, my friend? Alfie Aesthetics, or whatever you were called. Hopefully my audience will pop along to this video also and let them, or you, know, at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me. And if you were to do a response, hopefully put a link in your video to mine.
Why do we label this first stick as west? I'll try and explain it with this high-end, high-quality animation. Now, it's
Of a flat Earth.
terrible. I'm sorry in advance, but I did do
Did you say have another link on me?
Yeah.
Classic.
my best. As the sun moves east to west across the sky, the shadow it creates moves west to east.
On a flat plane, presenting an angle for you to measure. West and east both being flat Earth directionalities, two-dimensional in nature. There's a whole bunch of flat Earth prerequisites in this guy's video. I mean, we already kind of know that. Earth's measured flat in all instances, and this is no exception.
We label this first stick as west because we use that as the starting point to track the shadow's movement east. Simple.
Do you think this boy was a Boy Scout?
Right? Anyway, now the fun part. After the first stick's in, you'll need to wait 10 to 15 minutes to allow the shadow to move a few inches. During the meantime, amuse yourself. sharpen them sticks up, eat some blackberries. After 10-15 minutes are
Terrible edit, but still hilarious.
up, you'll notice that the shadow has moved significantly away from the starting point.
I wouldn't call that significant. I'd call that a couple of inches. Apparently it's moved.
Place another stick at the tip of the new shadow. Now all you need to do is repeat this process one more time. Wait 10 to 15 minutes, then whack the third stick in. You'll clearly see it's heading in a specific direction. This direction is east. Once you have 3 sticks in the ground, it's time for the grand finale. Grab a straight stick, as straight as possible, and lay it parallel to the 3 sticks.
Marvellous.
This stick creates your west to east line.
Very good. Love it.
Did he say west to east curve?
No, he said line. But, I mean, in terms of just west and east full stop, they are directions only capable of description on a flat plane. They're two-dimensional. Like directionality is flat Earth only, this is no exception.
And from that, we can determine north and south. Just to confirm it's legit, I'll lay my compass down and see if it's accurate. Boom, it's pretty accurate.
Yeah, pretty accurate, like compasses tend to be when they're measuring Earth flat. And only flat, they're two-dimensional. Marvellous.
North, south, east, west.
Flat.
Done. And that's how you find north using sticks and shadows. And
we agree. Marvellous.
Nifty little tricks to have under your belt. Peace, bros.
Very good. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Well, maybe we'll cover the space-time one tomorrow, but perfectly honest, the bent pseudo-Riemannian geometry invented by a man named Einstein, having superseded the notion that masses attract one another, isn't something I'm really keen to cover. Why would I be? It's nonsense.
Now they were going to go into how time is a dimension.
It isn't.
Well, they say it is now.
Okay, I mean, a man named Einstein just arbitrarily said that it was when he invented a pseudo-geometry. But that's still a pseudo-geometry. The clue's in the title. It's a pseudo-geometry. Lovely stuff. Hopefully you'll let Alfie Aesthetics know at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me. Leave him a polite comment that alludes to the fact that we have covered his video. Hopefully he'd do the same for me if he was to respond.
I don't know if...
Hold on. I had it right here. It's the exact quote that the guy says. He says, we can now it is widely accepted to consider time as the fourth dimension, as it fits the definition of being a measurable extent of some kind.
Yeah, it's a lot of bollocks. But there's another, I don't know if you'd cover another one. I had a short one on, I have watched a bit of it. It's showing you it's about solar azimuth. And
that sounds perfect.
Yeah.
We will cover it tomorrow. Shout out to Duncan McLeod, who says, sticks and shadows may break my bones, but flat earth measurements will never hurt me.
That's a good one.
Right. Oh, Duncan, that was brilliant. And then you said, you missed my super chat. Yeah, well, strictly speaking, at the point that you wrote that second super chat, you're right, I did. But I've made good and read it out, and it was hilarious. Totally worth it. Let me read that again. Let's see if I can scroll up, just tell me on screen, because that's brilliant. That's made my day right there. Sticks and shadows may break my bones, but flat earth measurements will never hurt me. That's so class.
If only that was true. If only that was true.
It's true for us. Not true for all of the audience, but certainly true for you and I, or, you know, the general panel and the majority of the Discord server. Right, well, it's been emotional. Anything anybody wants to add before I round out the live stream?
Nope, I'm fine.
Well, you got somebody in chat laughing at you. That it's, flat Earth proven with sticks and shadows.
Yeah. Well, it is. I mean, There's nothing more to say. There's no disclaimers given by the normie when he measures Earth flat and describes two-dimensional flat Earth directionality. There's no disclaimers needed because you're just ipso facto dealing with Earth as a flat level plane. And that's how it is dealt with. Earth's measured flat. You don't have to like that. I'm spitting them facts. With that, I'm going to say if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Premiering streams, then stay tuned as there will be an after show to follow.
Paula said, if you put that quote in your book,
what quote?
McCloud gets a cut, right, Nathan?
How much of that quote did you really write, Duncan?
Did you really write that quote, or how much of it? Yeah, exactly.
I think Brian wrote it 2 weeks ago.
I feel bad, man, because, Brian was Brian, man, but after yesterday's conversation, I mean, it's not going to go anywhere. I just had to write it off, and that's pretty much it.
I didn't get it. Just
What was
I
wrong with this guy, man? What the hell was that about? Wow. That was some real psycho shit, man.
Oh, the Mez guy? He's a baller that probably gets paid to come here and disrupt. I thought it was Len at first. I was like, oh, I mean, Len turned.
Got Sean been in? I had to admit, I had to move. I was on, but I had to go out. I had to go and do something for 20 minutes. I missed a bit of the show at the beginning and in the middle.
Sorry, what was that, babe? You thought I'd turned?
No. The guy Mez, remember Mez?
Oh, yeah.
He came in and was questioning Nathan on how much of the book was his.
Shit stirring, like.
Yeah, exactly. And laughing like a little girl, teasing himself.
Oh,
These Valley Girl upward inflection.
That was Mez, right? Barnaby something.
Barnaby Mush.
Mez.
Yeah, he changed his name, Barnaby.
So he's also a liar. When I asked him his name, it's not Mez, it's not Barnaby. He is a liar then.
Oh, he came back in? See, and we can't see who's talking in Discord because it only comes through Nathan's line. So,
well, they never come in with any globe proof. Well, we know there is any, not any globe proof anyway. But they never attempt to tell you how Earth's measured. The curvature of Earth is measured. They never ever point that out. And when they do, they'll probably be telling you how flat it's measured.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a sad situation that they're in, really.
They'll not just tell you; they'll demonstrate it with sticks and shadows, and say Al-Biruni. Well, who was the well guy? Eratosthenes?
He's a Greek guy, isn't he?
Another Greek guy.
It's funny, he was the mathematician. And then when he measured the angles using the flat Earth, he mathematically turned it into a sphere.
And we know with refracted curvatures, bunk and debunk, that you can do that. You turn your kitchen into a sphere.
Yep. Yeah, if you just copy what he did and then do the measurements, get the distances, and then presume that the Earth is spherical, and then go to the center of it and work out how many angles inside that 360-degree circle there is, you can do it yourself with anything. Just follow the procedure point by point, how he did it, what he presumed, and you also can measure angles using a flat horizontal plane and then turn that into a sphere mathematically. what I say now. When they start, do you want to talk about maths or do you want to talk about the actual measurements? Let's talk about what happened first, the measurements. You stick with your maths. That was the calculation afterwards. I'm just interested in the measurements. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I really liked watching that, the sticks and shadows and the watch on the plane guy. That guy, that was really interesting, especially seeing how he, I looked in the comments and they talked about how to get your fix from south. And it's pretty much the same. You just like change the direction you're looking at the stick, or you change the way you hold the watch. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's all interesting stuff, all that, isn't it? Navigating and finding your way around this place.
Yeah, just a regular guy demonstrating how flat Earth really is.
Yeah. And just as we do in celestial navigation, we do use the lights in the sky for pinpointing where we are on Earth. And we use the lights in the sky for time. I said last year, when all this was going on, I actually asked Nate, I said, because I started asking people the time. And when they told me the time, I'd tell them that they're going to need a flat Earth for that. And I thought I was going a bit too far. And I said to Nathan, do you think I'm going too far when I ask people the time and they give me the time that I'm explaining that requires a flat Earth? He said, well, no.
It does.
Not really. No, it does require a flat Earth. That's how time was. Time was from the sun and the horizontal plane below it. That's how we got time. It's the sundial, the time dial.
I was just going to tell you, one deck I was doing that job, doing a deck, and I found a sundial underneath the deck. You know, that sundial wasn't on a globe. It was on a flat plane. It was a nice size one, too. Yeah. And the sextant. I remember when 10th Man said it's the year of the sextant. And then he started dripping out pre-show by pre-show, all about celestial navigation. And boy, was that an eye-opener when you realize how many thousands and thousands of miles is all flat ocean. I'm going to make sure. 10th Man Rising, the 10th Man, came out with the sextant and taught us all.
Well, I mean, I'll have to disagree a little bit because all the Globers were already doing celestial navigation, Neil. Prior to this, they just kept it. It only works on a globe, but they kept it. That was the globe proof, but they kept it very, very quiet until Mr. 10th was highlighting how it's happening on a horizontal plane called sea level when using the sea.
Oh yeah, that's when all the experts came out, right? After that, all the globe experts came out with their sextant knowledge.
Yeah. Bacon the navigator.
Yeah, another one. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure 10th Man got the credit because he hasn't been around in a while. Somebody asked in chat the other day, where's 10th Man been? Well, he lost his wife, so he stepped away from the show for a while to be with his wife during that time, but he deserves the credit for the sextant argument, not quantum disgracer. That was 10th Man all the way.
I mean, it's not like this is the first time he's tried to steal credit from someone then. I mean, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Well, I'm not getting involved with the argument or whatever, but he did it with me when I coined the phrase the where's your tangent mirror? It's not called a tangent mirror. That was me, but then somebody said it was them.
Come on,
Oh
One Tech.
dear, are
Brian
you kidding
2
me?
weeks before you.
No, it was me. Seriously, I'm not blowing my own trumpet. I'm just being honest. It was me.
Sorry, I was being sarcastic.
Came out with. No, it's all right. I know you are, mate. I'm only messing about. But I'm saying it was definitely me.
Yeah, and a lot of people, it's like a pride thing, because refractive curvature started really coining it that we need a flat Earth for everything. He's the one that brought it out. But then, I don't want to mention any names, was saying that he's been saying it for years, but nobody listened to him. So, it's all about pride.
I think I started the whole thing off really with the globe is flat.
Oh, technically,
because
wait a second. Now I came up with that one that because I said so the globe is measured flat. They gave me a hard time. And then when you started saying it, I said, yeah.
Everybody was mocking me, saying you can't say the globe measured flat, but actually it is because that's how they do measure the globe. They measure it flat, and that's what I'm telling everybody now.
That was me.
So I think me and you, Neil, should go 50-50 on this book.
Yeah, the globe measured flat.
Oh, dearie me.
I came across a YouTube video by Founded Earth Brother, and it's like a biblical-based education channel. Very nice. He has a lot of good stuff, but he's currently collecting and making videos to prove the Earth is not a ball. So, I had put it in the chat during the live show. If maybe one day we could review this latest video that he put up, I think that could be fun. He's referring to sound waves, but in water, in the oceans, that whale songs and other noises can travel thousands and thousands of miles in underwater. But if there's an object like a mountain, then that sound wave will be cut and it will not travel. It will not go further. So, but again, the approach being how to prove that it's not a ball, when in fact, for a good time now, we have moved on to the measurements and the whole starting point fallacy of something is not a roast chicken or a ball or whatever. It's it hasn't come. It hasn't gone throughout. It hasn't gone out to everybody yet. But
very important. Yeah.
Huh?
It's very important. You have to prove that Earth is not a globe, and you have to prove, very important, that we're not turning. These things you have to prove.
Yeah. I wrote him a small comment trying to point to the start of debate fallacy.
What was it? What'd you write him? Let's hear it.
Oof.
Can you find it quick?
Yeah, I can bring it up. Hold on.
If that's the best thing you could do, really, is just drop them a line and say, hey, Earth is actually measured flat.
Yeah, I wrote him, dear brother, thank you for your work on flat Earth. The approach to prove that the Earth is not something is a fallacy. Why don't you save yourself 10 years of headache and dig into Nathan Oakley 1980 and kryptonite physics? Why would you want to prove you're not living on a roast chicken when the Earth is measured flat? all measurements of Earth are flat. Trying to prove it's not a roast chicken or something else becomes irrelevant and draws you into a fallacious discussion. The Earth is and has always been measured flat. Please come and spend some time at Nathan Oakley 1980. And we will also begin to understand. Cheers, brother.
Outstanding.
Nice one,
Outstanding.
mate. That roast chicken, I might do a song about this roast chicken, or have you already done that, Neil?
Hold on a second. I've been thinking about it. So technically, you stole my thought.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, nice words then, mate, yeah. Don't know. Can't you get the video in Skype? Is it not in Skype? Okay.
It's on YouTube. I put the link in the live stream chat.
I'm going through their channel now. I'll check their videos out. But I could see what angle they're coming from already. Yeah, they just need a little nudging in the right direction.
Yes.
Anybody hear about the alien ship that's supposed to be here soon? Anybody know the countdown?
I think last year.
Oh, they love to
last I
scare
heard
the
it
public,
was
don't they, with that
55
crap?
days. Yeah. I think it must be about, I think last time I checked, it's about 55 days away. That was.
I thought it was closer.
Well, it is now because it was a few weeks ago when I seen that. So I don't know. It must be 30 odd days. Probably around winter solstice time. Probably. Probably around the 22nd of December, something like that.
On one of the shows I was watching, this show called Landman with Billy Bob Thornton. It's all about the Texas oil game. But the second season, what's his name, makes an appearance, Sam Elliott. And he's standing there looking at the sunset. I guess he's in some senior citizen place. And a nurse comes out and she disrupts him. And he says, I'm looking at the sunset. It hasn't set yet. And she says, well, it seems to be later than yesterday. He's like, listen, as of June 21st, it's going to be later and later every day. Now, I don't want to explain this whole thing to you because you won't understand it. But you're ruining this. Got to get into a lot of heliocentrism with that.
What's going to happen when we have an alien guest?
I'm not going into conspiracies or anything like that, but I mean, people pointed out 2 years ago that there was going to be staging an alien invasion in 2025, in 2023. The conspiracy theorists were saying they're going to be staging an alien event in 2025. And hey ho, what's happening?
Lost a friend a couple of years ago over this exact same thing. I said a couple of years, Project Blue Book and Blue Beam. And I had a friend come and try to check me. I Googled it, and he's like, that's a conspiracy theory from the 80s. And I'm like, okay, fine. He blocks me. And like 2 or 3 years ago, I'm looking at the news for the last 3 months, and I'm just like, okay, cool.
So, the sun continues to set later after the June 21st solstice because the Earth's elliptical orbit and its axial tilt cause the solar day. Cause the solar day time for one solar noon to the next to be slightly longer than a 24-hour clock day near the solstice. This means
How did
solar
they measure?
noons are a little later each day.
Global. How did they measure that?
Oh, they have to. They would need a flat plane of reference to measure all of those movements, right?
And
has nothing to do with an elliptical orbit. What's an orbit? Oh, you need a flat Earth for that too, don't you? Axial tilt. If Earth is measured flat, what's tilting?
all we know is from them
Horizontal, I
certain
guess.
dates, from them certain dates, the sun starts, you know, this time the lights we call the sun in the skies for shorter or longer periods. But that's all we can say, isn't it, really? On that particular date we call the summer solstice.
Who?
There.
See, but these are the things that are taught in school. Who teaches? This is being taught in school. The Earth travels in a slightly different speed throughout its orbit. It moves faster in January and slower in July, which affects the timing of solar noon. This is being taught in our schools.
I mean, you get some people saying it's moving in circles over a flat plane and it's going quicker as it moves out towards Capricorn, and it slows down as it starts spiraling back into Cancer. And you can't prove that either.
Yeah, but we know it's the sun moving.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's all you can say, isn't it? The lights in the sky around these certain dates starts to either diminish or it starts to, you know, be more apparent for longer periods during the day. That's where we get our seasons from, isn't it?
Yeah, and they'll call that, the heliocentrists will call that freaking predictions.
It's not a prediction, is it? It's just, it's a cycle. It's cycles of what's happening.
Got to be an outrage in our public school system. Got to be an outrage.
I'm going to predict that on the December the 22nd, the days are going to start getting lighter and longer. I'm just going to predict it now.
Well, the sun's setting by 4:30 by me every day now. I'm in Alabama. I'm in Central Time. So like by 4:30, it's starting to get dark.
The sun can only set on a globe, Neil. The sun only works on a globe.
Go ahead, Adam.
I was going to say, I saw something yesterday, and I can't remember because I always look and take in half of what I'm looking at. But I remember, I think it was Elon. He wanted to make like the world's most accurate clock, and I think the part that stuck out to me was in a mountain. And all I could think to myself, I looked at my girlfriend. I said, why not just build a sundial?
That's Jeff Bezos that's building that clock.
Say that again, mate.
Yes, because she worked for Amazon, and I had to tell her about it. Yeah.
That is the most accurate clock, the sundial.
The time and seasons.
I was looking pretty hard into GPS yesterday because, like, once I figured out that I couldn't find anything that said anything other than global. You know, I was kind of expecting to eventually make it to ground or geographical or something, and they'll use geographical sometimes. I'm looking around. I'm looking for, you know, all the flat parts, all the flat words, the words it, immediately break everything else they're telling you. And they'll tell you all the part that you don't need. And they'll give you a big long paragraph, and then they'll remind you, like, at one point they were like, because we live on a sphere, trilateration has to work like this. And then he just shows me, then he shows a diagram underneath it, and it's 3 planes,
Did you watch the one we covered? Was it yesterday? Oh, I can't remember. Did you watch that one we covered?
Which one?
The trilateration one, the GPS being similar to celestial navigation, using 2D circles and straight line radiuses to get 3 fixes to work out your location, same as celestial navigation.
I don't remember if I watched that.
I think it was yesterday. It will be in Master B, and that does. But like you say, he did make apologetics for being a global positioning system, for one. And then he mentioned further in the video using the speed of light. And then right at the end of the video, after showing us and describing how it's done on a 2D flat plane, using circles of equal elevation and prefixes, that this only obviously happens on a globe, but it's that's a little bit complicated to show it that way. So we'll just show it happening on a flat plane instead, because that's much easier. Pretty much like everything is when you're navigating and traveling. They're all doing it, aren't they? Yeah. Well, it's happening on a sphere, but it's just much easier to show you this on a flat Earth.
Yeah, it's too complicated on a sphere.
Yeah, we're just going to measure it flat because it's a bit easy. We're just going to map the place flat with elevation profiles from sea level, because that's a lot easier. And we're going to show you the horizontal line of sea level, 0 degrees baseline. But it's just easier to do it that way. We do live on a globe. We do live on a globe. It is curved, but we're just not going to take any of that into account. And we're not going to take it into account when we're flying over it either. We're going to treat it as a stationary plane because it's just easier to do that for the pilot. He doesn't have to worry about the Earth spinning underneath him.
Put your hand out put your hand out, opened up, like your palms down, right? You got it out by your eye level? Now make a circular motion from left to right. Are you doing that? So if a plane is flying over a globe and it's not pitching down, then eventually the plane's flying backwards. You got me?
Well, yeah. When you're pitching down, when a negative pitch, the plane is going down.
No, but it doesn't. We know it doesn't fly negative pitch because it can't. There'll be no lift effect. You got to fly 2 degrees above, right? So now you know that it's pitched up. Now take your hand and make your circular motion from left to right, and you'll see that plane that your hand is flying backwards on a globe. How's that happening? I seen that in chat, and I was like, oh, shoot. It would be if you think about it. Yeah. Eventually, your plane would have to be flying backwards. How's that happening? Oh, it's not.
Yeah,
it's just flying over a flat plane.
But like we just said, you pitched up, right? So you're pitched up all in straight and level flight. Yeah. You don't pitch down on straight and level flight. We're in straight and level flight.
I shared a video.
Hey, mate.
I shared a video yesterday. It was a Facebook reel, and it was a debate between a flat earther and some glober who must have had some credentials to do with, flight. And he's trying to use pitch data. He's using it more like conceptually than having some pitch data to be like, here you go, look at this. But I mean, even he could explain, you got to nose down if you're going down. You got to nose up if you're trying to stay straight.
Who shared? Was that you that shared that video? Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes.
Even though it's angels of light, and he's with Dave Weiss, but he's correct on that.
I seen it. I don't do Facebook and that, so I couldn't open it up.
I hear you.
The lady actually claimed she saw. What did she claim she was? She got her words tied up anyway.
I don't remember.
Some sort of engineering something.
Being pretty sure of herself.
She's a master's in whatever. And he said, no, it does not fly pitch down. It'll crash. You got to fly 2 degrees above. Horizontal.
Well, the pitch data shows that, doesn't it? From the black box data. Yeah.
That's what he was telling her. Yeah. It would show it. Even though AI Ego Lord says it's post freaking, it's not raw data.
So what did he say? Just tell me what he said, Neil, if you can.
Yeah. I can actually find it, what he said, because I stashed it somewhere where I could always grab it very quickly, right? So he's I gotta laugh because it's funny. It's not raw data. It's post-processed data. It's what's recorded, not the actual instrumentation. The subsystem has the fusion algorithm, and so the actual measurements are done prior to the fusion algorithm. So the end user output interface pitch is post-algorithm.
Oh, we must be going around the globe then.
AI Ego Lord, so just, all right, AI, I'm flying level, take off, we fly level at 30,000 feet, with 200 miles in at 30,000 feet. What's the measurements on that? What do you mean, dude? It's just flying. Oh, nice rebuttal. It's just flying. Basically, he's saying it's flying around the globe. But he won't say that, but that's what he is saying. Right? Because his argument is that Globe can say the same thing. Pitch that as well.
That's where I got to it. That's where I got to him. I told you when he was telling me I can't, when I'm telling you can't use horizontal and all that, he was giving me all that crap. I thought to myself, am I talking to it? So I just said to him in the end, I said, AI, you tell me how Earth curve's measured then, please. He just threw that. You tell me how the Earth curve's measured, and he just muted me.
See, I said to him, why would you argue against this? What are you, an effing agent? What are you? Why would you even, what's the point? Who are you?
We have to argue. We have to argue as he says. And there's a list, Neil, the things you can and can't say. And arguments you can and can't have.
Okay, so what does he come up with? I haven't heard him come up with nothing. He was always against how we did things here on Flat Earth Debate. He was always anti-Flat Earth Debate, regardless of his bullshit with cross-pollination, No.
I can't even understand the guy when he talks. I just think, what are you? I can't follow him. It might be, I don't know what he's talking about sometimes. I just can't follow him.
Yeah, he tries to dazzle you with freaking words. Those are called illusionists. But when you just hold his feet to the fire on one thing, why are you fighting against this? And he's a contradictor too, because months ago when that whole thing was jumping off with him and Brian and Adam and me as well, he says to me, this pitch data nonsense, like it's Brian's pitch data. I've been talking about flight for years. So now which one is it? You told me you were talking about flight for years. Now you're saying pitch data is garbage because it's not raw data. I mean, who the hell are you?
The overlord, Neil.
And now with this whole thing that's going on, not to bring it up again, with the book, he's claiming justification. That he's validated now, that he was never the liar, that Adam was. How do you figure that? Well, look, didn't he steal Nathan's book? So that doesn't make them wrong or lying when it came to your situation. They're totally different situations. But he's grabbing it as a victory. Very strange, I must say.
Last week, one of my friends offered to help fix my bike. Now it's their bike.
Oh, that's the other thing, Nathan, I forgot to tell you. He's freaking furious at you, and he knew he couldn't trust you when that whole AI thing was going on. All you had to do was release the video, and you would not do it. So that's when his eyes were open to your treachery. They said, Brian, it's just a show. I mean, I don't think Nathan took it all that serious. There's many a times people hash things out on a show. We didn't have to go to the videotape, or I don't think he was siding with AI in any way. But yeah.
That's kind of interesting. So what you're saying is Brian's suggesting that from that point, which was several months ago, Brian didn't trust me. So
yeah,
I'm supposed to assume that while he's been pretending to act on my behalf, he actually doesn't trust me. Okay. It just sounds very disingenuous, doesn't it?
Well, he claims that Adam, he wasn't going to come back on the show, but Adam begged him to come on the show and said it would be good for the show. Just leave like that. He said Adam was the one that convinced him to come back on. Otherwise, he wasn't coming back on because the way you were acting by not all you had to do was release that.
He told you this 3 weeks ago, right?
No, this was yesterday.
Yesterday. Am I missing something? Brian left the group, it said to me on the chat, when he stormed out ceremoniously like a little girl slamming the door. But now he's having little side chats with you, skulking around in shadows. He sounds like a proper little bitch, doesn't he?
Well, I'm just trying to let you know why he's acting a certain way. I mean, you could understand, right, if he...
Like a girlfriend that said, I'm leaving you, I'm going to leave you and I'm never coming back. Sorry, what's that? Sandra's been talking to the neighbours? Oh, yeah? Yeah, she's a right bitch, isn't she? We can only laugh.
And the fact that the amount of times he has to come in and correct you, that, you know, he's getting tired of it. Having to correct you on things because you're too lazy to work things out. And I'm like, well, Brian, we're just on a position now that can't be corrected. There's nothing, I mean, we're just talking about flat measurements. I mean, there's nothing really deep to learn here. It's just flat and it's measured like that to everybody always. So, like all these technical things that people are learning and demanding that other people learn, I don't see it beneficial to me at all. And I've always said this.
Just ask any glober for Earth curve measurement. Give them the mic for a minute, and they'll be telling you how Earth's measured flat. They do it for you.
I mean, I could go look through the pages of Sperry and find out what their gyro's doing. But why? Like Nathan said the other day, you don't even have to look at the pitch data. You got eyes.
I mean, it remains rigid in space, doesn't it? That's the purpose of it, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
So it's remaining rigid. It's remaining as you set it up and remaining that orientation.
Well, yeah, but the globers are going to say this, so you got to be able to respond to how they respond, and you can't just say it's measured flat because you're not responding to them, and they're going to think you don't know what you're talking about.
We need a good argument, don't we?
Exactly. You see, you're on it. I don't need to know anything about that. If you want to study heliocentrism, great. I'm showing you how it's measured, and because it's measured flat, then you can't. Everything else you bring to me is meaningless.
Yep. I've said it before, Neil. I said it a few weeks ago. Since it's got to this point, I love it because it's made it a lot simpler for me. I sometimes struggle with all that side of it and remembering things, and I'm busy doing other stuff as well, like all of us are, but it's nice to know ins and outs of everything. But when you get down to the bare knuckles of it and you understand, for me especially, the celestial navigation, how that works, the Earth curve calculator, how it's measuring from surface level and eye level parallel with each other, how Al-Biruni and Eratosthenes actually was measuring angles, elevation angles, nothing to do with measuring curvature. What these tools are designed to measure, the theodolite and the sextants, measure elevation angles. The terms like altitude and sea level being the 0 degree baseline, these are just basic things which if you've got them basic things and you know the 30 words, which is nothing to do with Earth curvature, then you're pretty well armed, really. You know, to not get into the Earth's not a globe situation. You can say, well, there is no globe to measure or talk about, and this is why. But it's simplified it. You don't have to, you know what I mean? And I find that it's helped me a lot. Not that I'm simple all the time, but yeah, admittedly, it has made it a lot easier. I can't rattle off things like Nathan does, and possibly and Brian, Huey, and Adam. I can't do it.
All right, Earth is measured flat. But what about the solar system? Huh? Didn't you just hear what I just said? Yeah, but you have to know all about the summer solstice. Huh? Why? Well, because you need to know these things. The debate is Earth flat or is Earth a globe? We're demonstrating measurements, proving flat. Why do I need to know anything else?
Well, Eratosthenes measured the circumference of Earth. All right, yeah. How did he do that? Well, they measured elevation angles from the surface of Earth. Already then.
Yeah, trigonometry. It's good to know trig, right? That helps us. I could see that.
I mean, that's the best globe measurement evidence they've got. Is from 2,000 years ago, measuring elevation angles using the surface of Earth. That's it.
Wait a second. You just told me that's the best evidence they got. But then you said by measuring the surface of Earth. Excuse me?
Well, sometimes they measure from the center of a globe. Sometimes, just to make things a little bit easier for themselves, using the horizontal plane within the globe.
So they measured the globe flat.
That's got a ring to it, Neil. I might write a poem about that. But you've already done it.
They measured the globe flat because it was easier. It's just like that.
It's a good job I copyrighted that poem.
How much of that poem did you actually write one day?
Well, I knew you was thinking about it, but I wrote it down. I wrote the first draft down, Neil.
In a way, I am, in a kind of sadistic way, waiting with bated breath for their justifications for their actions. Because as far as I can figure it, all they can do is dig themselves into deeper holes and make themselves sound worse than they already do. I can't see any way of making what they've done sound better than it actually is. There's no amount of positive spin you can put on that, as far as I can determine. I mean, unless someone can say, no, they can spin it positively in this way. And I would imagine that the creature does what the creature knows best. So they're going to carry on doing what they've been doing, which is saying, well, we worked so hard on it, we feel it's ours now. Which just sounds awful.
No. They're going to spin it. I told you they're going to spin it, Nathan. They're going to spin it that you were never there, that they were doing all the work, and they thought you were going to come to them and let them know that since you've been doing all this work, I'm going to put you down as co-authors. Like, they shouldn't have to come to you. But you weren't coming to them, and then you were just taking all the credit for it. And then you were going to get the last edit. So all the work that they did, what the hell was it for? If you were just going to come and put your spin on it and say, written by Nathan Oakley, thank you very much. That's how they're going to spin it.
That's not spinning anything.
To them it is.
Okay. It sounds terrible.
And they're going to make it sound like you came at them and you started getting nasty and, you're supposed to be their friend. And that's why Adam didn't respond to you, because he will not be spoke to that way. Yeah. That's how they're going to spin it. That they did all the work and you did nothing. So when I brought it up to Brian yesterday, I said, excuse me, I sat in on every session. There was a few sessions when Nathan was demanding that certain parts of the book not be put in there, and QE kept contesting. And then Nathan would say, QE, that's you. You say that. I don't say that. And QE said, just put it in the effing book. And Nathan said, all right, then I'll just deal with it later, or something to that effect. Whether you said I'll edit it out later. So there was hostilities brewing then. Maybe not on your side. You were just getting maybe annoyed because, it was taking a long time. But you weren't putting your foot on their throat to get it done because they were helping you. You were giving them leeway.
Could I just point out, I listened to a lot of that editing, many afternoons. And the discussion for an hour about the grammar, how you should present one sentence, was
painful.
It was painful.
Huh? And the one or two times I tried to interject, I was told to shut up. I'm slowing down progress.
Yeah. You remember how rude he was one day just because I wanted to ask a question, and he's like considers that he's time to do the book.
Nathan's book.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't worry about them. Who were they anyway? I never really spoke to the man. Didn't really have no time for him. He was rude, obnoxious, and didn't really have much to say. As far as I'm concerned, that's my limitations of time with him. And as far as Adam goes, I mean, he's one of those snake oil pushers, so they lie all the time anyway.
That whole thing with you and him, I mean, it bothered me to the point where I was like, the guy does a lot of things for Nathan. Why are you getting so nasty with him? Like, when is there a point where you're like, let me just back up a little bit because I know he looks out for Nathan a lot. So I questioned things way back then, but you brushed them off because everybody's flat earth debate. It's just the way QE is. He's the quantum disgracer. Make sure that name echoes throughout flat Earth. And I coined it, me, Neil Cosentino.
Well, I was thinking about that the other week before you even mentioned it.
Be careful, he's going to come after you now one day. And he's going to tear us to shreds.
I think Brian came up with that 2 weeks ago.
Because we're considered the instigators.
I did rush to unsubscribe from this channel and then realized I never subscribed in the first place.
You see, I didn't unsubscribe because I hold that lesson in The Godfather when he said, "Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer." Now you're my enemy, so I got to keep you close. I got to see what you're doing.
I'm just glad you've thrown the book at him, Nathan.
Well, you'll find out Tuesday. I really wanted to like go on and click on and go in there, but when I went in Discord, I noticed that there was only 4 people allowed. I guess Righteous set it up where only 5 or 4 people can join. So I was like, I see what's going on here. But, we'll give them time. They got to get their ducks in a row. That's how he said it. Got to get his ducks in a row before he addresses the book fiasco. Going to set the record straight Tuesday.
What's he going to address? Because if somebody says something he doesn't like, he just shouts them down anyway. So he's not going to address anything. He's just going to say, "This is where I am. Lump it or like it."
Well, he knew if he had an open panel, he had to worry about me going in there, one deck going in there, and a couple other people going in there and freaking challenging him. Like, what the freak, man? Why are you doing this? So he kept it at the bare minimum of him, Flatsy. Adam did show up after the show, I believe. He came in, and I guess they were in there for a few hours getting their ducks in a row.
How is the Adam Gherkin?
Adam Aiken. That was funny. Jen couldn't even remember his name.
Adam Gherkin.
Proving your point.
Okay, he's got plenty of drugs to take. Keep his blood pressure down.
You don't get high on your own supply.
Well,
I bet he could.
Technically, it started out that they were hoping out. And then I guess somewhere along the line, I guess because we were beefing up the book so much, that maybe they thought it was going to be this bestseller or something. Because that's the only thing I could think of that. Because everybody's motivated by money. Don't tell me you're not. If you do, you're a liar when it comes to certain things. And how do you say it? Sniffing their own farts? I mean, I know it's going to be big in the flat earth community. I think it's an important book that has to come out. But I'm more excited about it now, hearing a couple of tidbits that you read to us. I mean, it'll have all the technical stuff in there as well, right?
I mean, strictly speaking, Brian wrote those a couple of weeks ago.
I asked him if he's got anything about housekeeping in there. He said, no, it's not. It's a book about flat earth versus globe. And that was insulting to them that you have the audacity to say that they were working for you. They weren't getting paid. How can you say they're working for you? So they're listening to everything that's being said here.
Yeah, you bet they are. Yeah, people pay attention to what I say. People are listening.
If he's listening, Brian, I'm sure that'll be good bedtime reading, because as soon as you go to bed and start reading, you'll be asleep. I just remember him droning on for hours and hours and hours and wanting to fall asleep.
Well,
there's only so many ways you can say the Earth's measured flat, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, that was the problem. If you remember, they didn't like that. There was a sect in flat earth debate that did not like it going that way. You sound like a fundy. I wish I knew the show number when Adam was playing the baller, but you and him were really going at it a little bit. And he was saying, you just sound like a fundy. when you say Earth is measured flat, or miles prove flat Earth.
Yeah,
Here we
they
go,
do.
chapter 4.
It's a bad argument that saying miles are linear.
Chapter 4,
Put it on
right
the
in the
list.
book there, Nathan. You don't even know that's chapter 4? He said it so smugly, too. Yeah, right there, chapter 4. So somewhere in their mind, Nathan's book became their book. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, there's like I say, there's no way of slicing it up in a way that doesn't make them sound scummy, as far as I can ascertain. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how it seems to me.
Well, what I was told was that you didn't even want to give them a mention inside the book.
Well, that's just a lie, isn't it? I've got it recorded with me saying, yes, I'll give you a mention in the book.
Yeah, but you didn't want to.
I've trimmed it out and published it, so that the lies are already revealing themselves then, by the sounds of things.
No, it's like they had to ask you for it. I said, but nobody gave Nathan a chance. The book wasn't completed and ready to go out into the world. How do you know what Nathan would have written? How do they know? They don't know. And I know Nathan. You can't tell me that people are going to put time in and then the book's going to come out and there's not going to be one mention of the people that helped them out. I find that hard to believe. But you'll never know because they didn't give it a chance. They usurped the authority and tried to take what was not theirs and make it theirs. They don't like that.
I'm going to do a book.
But when you had that, when you and Huey had that conversation, where was Adam? Wasn't he supposed to be there? Wasn't it supposed to be a three-way call?
I don't know what you're talking about.
When you had the conversation with QE, right? I thought it was supposed to be a three-way call, but QE got in first, and then you and him went at it, and Adam never got to be involved in the conversation.
What, when QE was demanding his percentages?
Yeah.
That he didn't want. The wicked web of lies.
Well, Adam still could have called you. I mean, after that, what's the problem? Why wasn't there a phone call after that? Even if you were being nasty, doesn't matter. Still get the phone call, and there was many times you tried to contact them and they weren't taking your calls. So I don't see how they could spin it. You're right, Nathan. There's no way to spin this. Oh yeah, in the book, the little inserts that you've been throwing out now, I guess they heard them and said, "Look, it's not even a flat Earth book. It's all about Nathan."
What? Nathan's book is about Nathan.
They said, did I really just hear what I heard? I said, Brian, that was the first book. It's the journey of flat Earth debate. Nathan Oakley, 1980. What the freak is going on here? Am I in Bizarro World? It's not even a flat Earth book anymore. It's all about Nathan. And who he met on his journey.
I mean, he wrote the book.
Confections of a flat earther.
And it's just going to be interesting to watch people attempt to justify extortion and theft. Like, how can you spin that to be positive?
Oh, you're gonna have them. You're gonna have the QEs siding with them. They're already there.
I don't think there's many left. Like, from an outsider's perspective, Nathan's audience and QE's audience were all they're the same people. Like, it was me, right? Like, I was both of the audiences. Now it's just like I said. I went on there the other day when he was live. He had 5 live viewers, like for his 30-minute show, and I'm like, oh my god, it's the same thing that happened to like Jaron. Like what you.
Nah, the other day he had like almost 70 people when he had his
Well, yeah,
panel of 4.
Well, right, but that's because there was other bad actors with him at the time. So I mean, because when I saw that, I'm like, well, of course he's going to have more viewers because Brian and what's her face were there. And it's like so of course people are going to tune into that to see what they're talking about. I mean, I haven't watched a second of that.
I used to subscribe to QE's channel, but I could not watch it. It was AIDS to my ears, just the patter and shite. There was just too much of it to hang about for any decent information for me.
Yeah, that's how it turned. The thing is, there's plenty of shows that I've watched, and I've gotten a lot of good stuff from some of his shows, but some of them they were just. I mean, they'll go on for hours and hours. It would just be Brian and Adam just boring me to death. Like, just listen to this.
Oh, Caltech. Oh, MIT.
That was funny. That was actually a good impression, From your alma mater, Wiki. It's like, okay, dude, he said the same thing constantly.
That was good. Oh, Caltech from your alma mater, Wiki. Oh boy, what a shame! Everybody tried to freaking knock flat Earth debate out. Anti-flat earthers, Globers, they boycotted it. They did all these kinds of things, and who ends it? Well, the panel ends from internally, but that's okay because a new panel is developing now. We may not have the eloquence of QE or the wisdom of Adam Larkin. What's his name again?
Adam Gherkin.
Adam Gherkin. But what we do have is loyalty. And we know the arguments. Actually, we know that it's not even an argument anymore. Earth's measured flat. Handle that.
Right, it's obviously gone too quiet to continue.
Yeah, I got to shoot. Yeah, I was going to say that. I got to shoot off anyway. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. With that, I'll say another huge, massive, enormous thank you to both Discord and G+ panels for making today's after show possible. And of course, a massive thank you to all of you for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, joining as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, and all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I will see you all in the next video.